Hello, everybody. We are live in the Stilthy Studios Monster Shop, and there is so much going on because this is Monster Museum season, which happens right before Trans World. So we have a sea serpent being made back there by Upholstery Foam. The beginning stages. It's not exciting yet. Right now, it's all math, and that's the terror part. We are prepping heads to get painted here. Stands on that. And I am painting some orchids right here. I'll probably have somebody hair some things shortly, but it is a crazy night here in the shop because there's a lot happening. Hello, everyone who is on.
Hello, everybody.
13 people in like 3 seconds. That's a lot of folks.
13's not been working
All
Has
right.
not been or has been?
So what I'm working on right now
out. I'll tell you something.
is I'm just painting the eyes of this guy. So, hello, Scotland.
Really early there or really late?
What time is it in Scotland? Stacy would like to know. Hey, Stan,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you the people,
Hey, people.
and you can talk them through what you're doing,
Okay.
because I'm going to go get my computer so we can hook up comments.
Oh, great. Hi, people. So these are some pieces that we're getting ready to paint for tonight. We have a wooden, basically just a wooden disc that we have from the craft store. Put a little hanger on the back of it. We've based this out in black. This is a dragon head. We're going to add horns to this a little later tonight. And what I'm doing
I am selective with what I'm
Is-
talking about.
I'm backing this up with
It's called small talk.
some Loctite foam. So when we put this on here, there was a really big gap. So what we want to do is we want to seal that gap so that it goes all the way around and there's nothing showing up on it. And we're doing that with all of these before we finish painting this base and painting out the mask. And what we do, if you haven't seen the Loctite show, is
It's a long time.
the Loctite show is you spray it down with water first, and you take your Loctite foam, shake it up, spray it on, and then you spray water on top of it in a mist. And you wait about 5 minutes, and what that does is it puts a hard skin on the outside of your foam, like so. And this looks wet, but it's actually sort of like marshmallow right now. It's been about 10 minutes. I can push this around, and I can form it. I can get it to fill in all those cracks, or if I just want it to look a little more organic later as it gets harder, I can actually sculpt shapes into it a little bit. And when we go back, and it'll set a few hours, and once it sets, then it's going to be rock hard. And it's also sticky, so it's working as an adhesive, and it's also working as a filler. We did that for this dragon. And we did the same for this fellow. He had a much bigger area. So as you can see, when you set the head down, it's not exactly flat. There was a cutout in the back that we had to make, and we mounted this by running a stake up into here, and then we screwed it on in the back. So this one we started a little while ago. It's already pretty hard. I mean, you can touch it, but it's got a nice little shell on it, and it won't take long before that's really, really, really set. And we don't have any out, but the finished ones, but we're gonna stain or paint the rest of this wood. It'll give it a really old antique look, and then we'll go back in. We're gonna add horns later, and we're gonna add some hair, and that's where we are. Yeah, there's a great standby.
Straight loose. Talk about staying power.
Oh, okay. I have no doubt that the puppies will eventually come back over here.
I said stay on a mission, sorry.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh,
So this is something else you can do. This is something Alan made. This is a lion skull, and it's made in 2 parts. It's going to go on another project we're working on. But this whole thing's Loctite, right?
yeah.
So this entire piece is made out of Loctite foam. There's an upper jaw and a lower jaw. And what we're doing with it, it won't move. So the you don't have to worry about it going back and forth. But it is it's solid. Once you paint it, it's gonna go right in line with what we're working on.
I thought you were gonna grab the banana egg over here.
And that one does not have banana in.
Oh,
No, yeah, he's not done.
he's not ready for YouTube yet. He's not ready for YouTube.
He's not YouTube stable.
No, you're too still. Got it.
So that's what I'm doing. Stacy's cutting patterns in the back.
I really like that phrase. Banana egg.
Well, he's quite yellow with some brown spots, like a banana.
Like a
see.
banana. Turns out, like a banana.
Thanks, Vic.
My spoon is too
They
big.
tell me what time it is in town.
Cloudy.
Cloudy's not a ton anymore.
Rob, what are you guys doing?
We're making a big sea monster.
Sea serpent.
Sea serpent.
Sea monster's too big.
It's a big monster.
Dear Lord, please only have the appropriate windows open.
Dear sweet baby cheeses.
Wait, what?
Hey, Ezekiel, how's it going?
Ezekiel! Man with the Tim Tams.
Oh, Tim Tams. I'm
Uh,
on a diet right now. I can't have
hey Ezekiel, do you drink Crown?
Found it.
Yeah.
He drinks Crown. I may have something for him.
Hey Glenn, I'm just going to tell you, if you're buying something for $5 a piece, it's cheaper to buy it than to make your own. I am Mr. Make Your Own, but there's sometimes it just makes more sense to buy it from someone else.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could pump the chat out.
Yes. One of the things that I buy at that show is horns.
Well, we'll find out.
On.
Okay. So now I have a big screen that just shows you guys' comments.
Look, you're famous.
Yeah, you guys are on YouTube. All of yous.
Fancy.
So thanks.
That's your measure of success. Okay.
How's Sea Monsterville?
We're almost at the end of it.
How long is it?
As long as
No,
it
I do have a
is.
question for you.
Yeah.
What would you suggest is the best way to cut this? Scissors?
Razor knife?
Razor knife?
It won't shred it.
No, not as sharp.
And I'll
And we
take
have
care of
brand new sharpeners.
I'll take care of that.
Gotcha. Alright.
There's 8 people in the shop, and I just gave you like 3 minutes of dead air because I'm a terrible person.
Alright.
That's right. There's not 8 people. There's.
No
Like-
wonder you're a terrible person.
I'm a mildly terrible person. Let's be
I'll
honest.
give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in the
I
knee.
like that.
Right in the knee!
Yeah, yeah, there's some redeeming qualities there. What are you doing? I'm cutting up the pattern
We'll sharpen.
that's gonna do a lot.
Two's good.
You have the sharpener?
To it to
Yeah.
be our new
I want the new ones.
jacket.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So, eyes is it's just layers. It is really layers and layers and layers and layers.
Get the stuff ready. Yeah.
I'm at the point now where these are dry,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna put in some black and do pupils,
It's gonna be this with black.
and then I'll switch this out with another orc and do its eyes.
Over some, over that.
And my brush is not
Very
like
nice.
super round, so I just do some twistiness
So.
in order to get a nice roundish shape.
Glenn says he's glad he got to meet you at the show.
Oh, it was very nice to meet you.
Gene says, "What's up, Alan?"
Hello, who said that?
Gene Sanford.
Oh, yes. Hello, Gene.
This out.
Now, Glenn, did you send me an email that said, "I'm sorry if I scared you at the show"? Was that you? Let me know if that was you.
Yeah, he said, "Sorry if I seem like a stalker, just excited to get to meet you."
What's funny is I got 5 emails this week. I'm sorry if I scared you at the show. You know what? It's cool. It's always a little weird because I'm in your living room and on your computer, but like we get comments. Well, I don't know what you guys look like, so it's always interesting to see who says hi. You know.
I lost the comment. The comment disappeared.
Oh, did you touch something?
It just disappeared.
Okay.
Then it became. Oh, hello, Mr. Nothing to see here.
And now we go to pop out chat, which is over here. Maximize pop out chat. Rare Exports is a very interesting movie. I don't know if it's a horror movie or just a depressing Iceland movie. It's like made in Iceland, I think. Yeah. It's good. Anyway, so one of the things that I do when I'm painting a lot of eyes is I don't use paintbrushes for the detail stuff. I use bamboo skewers. Because they're nice and pointy, and they only hold so much paint, and it won't drip off of it and cause a problem. So that makes me happy.
Chad is asking if you sculpted the orc you're working on now.
I did not. All right, so I teach something called Monster Camp, where people come from all over, kind of, and they learn to make half masks here in the shop. And this was sculpted by one of the students, who I will not call out on air, unless, well, they might be watching. And if they're watching and they say, "Hey, I sculpted that," then great. But I was very happy with many of the sculpts, and I happened to be coming upon Monster Museum season, so I knew I could use them for my Monster Museum. So several of the things I'm working on tonight, I did not sculpt. One of the things that I'm working on tonight, I sculpted 10 years ago. That's that dragon there, Stan.
Ah,
And you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but I can see that the bamboo skewer does a good job of putting paint on without putting on too much and being hard to control. I'm using it like a fountain pen, where I'm dipping it in the paint.
Did you say dude? Dude. That always makes me think of Zen.
Okay, so yeah, kind of with a ball stylus. If I just did this, then you guys could see what I'm doing. But no, I haven't done that yet. I'll do it for the next one.
I haven't seen it.
I swear.
I love the series.
There's a large letter H on the floor. Yes, there is.
Yeah, the letter H, that's for my last name, and that's going to go on our gate.
oh.
That'll go on the gate up front. So this is like one layer in on eyes, and I'll do that a lot. Next is one without. This is the girl orc. A girl robot.
She's a lady robot.
And I'm going to do its eyes now.
It's nice that you got one of each.
Of all my issues, it is. Of all of my issues that I have, a fear of commitment is not one of them. So I'm going to jump right in with a Sharpie.
Yes.
That's how I normally start off my eyes. If I screw up, I can just paint it white again.
And for
Does Sharpie not travel up through paint?
Not really. Not acrylic, not straight acrylic.
Okay.
Straight acrylic is pretty darn covering. And I think I'm going to do these eyes a little lighter than the last one, so I'm going to put yellow on here. Either have to go get my yellow
Where are you yelling at?
or find my
Your
yellow.
yellow's to the left, it's on that stand. It's right there next to the black.
Got it.
I was using
Oh,
it
dude,
for my
these
sheet.
are perfect.
Hmm?
They fit right in.
What you have to check. Hold on. Audience at home. Stan, go ahead and do that again. And then say that they're perfect again.
These are almost perfect.
Right. Audience at home. What issue could Stan run into? The horns stick back past the flat part of the plaque. So the plaque is going to be against the wall. So the horns have to at least be up enough to not hit the wall. Yeah, because it looks coolest.
When they're back.
It looks coolest when they're like this, but then
It's going to be the wall.
that's going to hit the wall.
Right.
So
Should we cut them?
you can't.
That's what you're going to.
Do it in Tokyo.
No, Alan. Couldn't we cut them?
We could cut them, but then they're short horns.
Are these
Who wants a short horn dragon?
Are these rigid?
Nobody.
Or are they foam?
They're rigid enough.
Rigid.
They're foam.
Yeah.
They're rigid enough.
Oh,
I would-
way to go, cobwebs and candlesticks. Nailed it.
Slide something back here to check your wall, and then get them as far back as you can, I would say,
They're not
before you
fabrics.
attach.
Jordan Ezel asks, will we see an articulated costume in the future?
Put these on. Caulk.
Yes, but also pin them with
T-pin.
dowels,
Okay.
bamboo skewers. An articulated costume? In what way?
I will get some secrets, but I don't think that's gonna solve all of our problems.
None of her costumes are going to
What do
Harvard.
you need?
Alright.
Are you having a knife sharpness problem?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not scissors.
What's the issue that we're having with the?
She just thinks scissors
It's
will
just
be
the,
easier.
it's creating a jagged edge on cut foam.
That means you're having a sharpness problem.
Keep sharpening them, but I wanted to try something.
Oh no!
It's sharp.
We're now moving to
That
sea
faster?
serpent. We just got to make sure that we're not chewing it up
Yeah, this isn't.
because it's going to glue a lot easier.
This is much better.
Okay.
This
We're
is
having
creating a clean edge. This was creating a really jagged edge. This is faster.
Jordan Ezel clarifies animatronics.
Oh,
Acromatronic?
This is
I-
just material.
so
With a denser foam, that would work.
I have those that I'm working on. It will not be for this year. I'm going to have my insects with mandibles. I'm getting there, but I don't have enough time to R&D and get it ready for Transworld in the way that I want. So, there you
Cobwebs and candlesticks says I would cut that with an electric turkey carving knife, which is what we used at Joann's.
Yeah, that's okay. Really, the easiest way to do it is just a nice, sharp box cutter knife. But you have to keep the box cutter really sharp.
It really is best.
Yeah.
So for cutting foam with an electric knife like that, it is way more effective to use an electric knife on foam that is much thicker than that.
Yes.
So like if you're using
'Cause
like
when you-
cushion like seat cushion foam.
You also want to make sure that you're cutting at a straight 90
Exactly,
degrees.
Straight 90 degrees, yeah.
And it's real easy with the turkey cutter
Yeah.
to go off at an
But
angle.
Because this is only what, an inch thick?
Don't make me go off
Maybe.
Maybe.
at an angle.
You have so much less opportunity for a knife to chew on that. But you can actually get scissors through this.
Don't clean your brush in your
If you're
hand.
cutting anything bigger than that,
This
you
is,
definitely want
this is a really porous material and there's more opportunity for it to shred.
Yep.
So this
Run, porous, run.
Is that happening today? Ooh. Oh, that's exciting.
I have turned. Okay.
Productivity level.
She
zero.
told when she told me, Alan's like, "You're out of hours. You gotta go before we eat."
Just see, that's why I'm not a nice person.
And I was like, no.
What'd you do, Stan? Something cool?
I would stay here and work on my own projects just to eat.
What I want to happen now is I want those to dry, because that's all I can do right now.
Chad Smith asks, what is the base of your eyes? Is it the foam you filled the mask with?
So I just don't cut the eyes out, and the closed eye of the person is the eye that I'm painting. It's not crazy. It's just on the head bust. If you don't mess with it, you have a nice closed eye. A closed eye is the shape of an open eye, but with some skin. So
that's just from the original sculpt of the mask.
it's actually from the head bust.
From the head bust.
Yes, because that was molded. So yeah.
There you go. I mean, like, on the mask. There you go.
Oh, puppy paw.
What's the question now?
He asked again.
Yes, I have people trained where if I don't answer them, they ask again,
There you go.
which is fine. Unless they want to talk about like sheet ghosts. That gets weird. I don't know if any of you guys were here for the sheet ghost incidents, but there we go.
Gene Sanford asks, where's that handsome cat? You're gonna have to be more specific which cat.
I think he means Doyle, who every now and then will come in and just read me the riot act for not petting him.
Yeah.
Doyle, let me pet you.
Michael J. Lassiter asks, how was Nola?
It was good. It was good. Food was great. You ate at Mulat's. Do you want to wave? There, now you're included. And you're out. Okay.
It was delicious.
Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful time. I love road trips, so the road trip was good there and back.
We made great time.
We did make really good time.
Man. It's the best. That's the fastest trip we've ever had done. It was good.
So this guy needs a whole painty-do, so I'm going to do that tonight. And painty-do means paint job in Yiddish. And I really am just messing around for his skin tone. So I'm just adding some magenta to the green and yellow that I already had on the table. And it looks terrible. So that'll be his base. And this mask is actually from a company called Inferno Effects. I believe. That is my strong, hard belief. And Inferno Effects is a, kind of an indie haunted house mask company who does cool stuff. I bought this 3 or 4 years ago, and this is the first time I'm doing something with it.
Jordan Ezel wants to know, rhetorical question, is that a demon or a horned vampire?
This will be a demon. I have a whole section for demons in the Monster Museum with many different demon styles and looks. And Rob is going to write up something on the bureaucracy of hell and how there's paperwork demons and all that stuff.
Paperwork demons, I like that.
They're the worst kind.
Yeah.
The worst kind.
Hell is bureaucracy.
Absolutely.
Better than the DMV if you don't win.
I do believe it.
So this is like a grayish mauve.
Here you go.
People would leave.
Now these guys I do paint
Just tuck it. It's a cat.
a little different than I do the masks in the that I sell because I'm making them for low light.
Nice still.
Sometimes I know this is going to be in better light, and I might paint it a little differently. Hey Stan,
Yes, sir.
would you please turn on the airbrush and hook it up over here for me?
Yes.
Allie, what did you just say about being sober?
Robert cracked a pretty interesting joke and I said, that's not the worst idea you've ever had. And I'm like, well,
And everybody said, just wait.
Yeah.
and I said, well, yeah, you're right. We're still sober and we're not exhausted yet.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Like it?
Oh, it's very
This is
helpful.
coming from a woman who used to assault me with
Where's
Field
this
Walker
been on my
Masks
life?
asks, why do you always mix your paint on your worktop, not the pot?
Because I don't want to get my pot dirty. No, I mix it on this because these are actually like melamine tops. Like it's 1/4 inch wood that goes on top, and when they get disgusting, I just swatch them out. You know, it's no big deal.
Good night, Jean.
Bye, Gene.
There you go.
Chad Smith asks, did the Monster Museum get a larger space, or are you changing all the monsters out this year?
I'm adding some monsters in and getting rid of a few.
Let me get this out of there.
Slippery.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, I make things out of latex. It has a shelf life, you know, especially when I leave it in hot Texas weather. So a lot of the exhibits have a lot of wear and tear, little cracks and stuff. Sometimes there's cracks in the building and light spills in. So these guys, some get UV damage just because of where they are. So there you go. Now my airbrush is on. I'm gonna, while this is drying, I'm gonna airbrush all this black.
Good night. Dinner's up.
Thanks, wife.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll bring the pups over to you in a moment. I can't wait to meet them. Or you don't mind if I bring them in, do you, honey?
I don't mind if you bring the puppies in.
They're gonna go live.
And the live stream explodes.
Yeah, that's puppies are the killer of productivity.
6 asks, can you fix latex? My zombie snail is in horrible shape.
Fix. You can fix the latex, yes, but often it's just kind of a death sentence. And I have a lot of the molds, and also it's just time to replace some, you know. So I don't mind not fixing and making new. When this one was based out, they missed back here, so I'm hitting that now. And my subsequent painting will hit all this stuff that's just black.
No.
Did I read that Frankie T is Justin? Is that Justin Harlan?
Yep, looks like.
Sweet.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, buddy. I thought you'd be singing or something tonight. Justin is a rabid karaokeer.
You don't say. I'll never.
Okay, and I think this is dry enough-ish, you know? And I think I had some of this color. Some of this color. I want to go lighter this time because, well, I just want to go lighter this time. We'll do some of this color. We had a darker green mixed in last time.
Puppies.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my.
So the puppies have entered the shop. This is the point where all production comes to a screeching halt. Nothing really gets done.
Jordan Ezel says, idea for an adult carnival attraction. Real zombie actors that spew slime from their wounds when you shoot them.
Okay.
That's Boris.
Chad Smith asks, will you have any sculpting busts at
Oh
Transport?
my gosh, you're very good.
I can bring a couple. I probably won't have them on display. Just ask and I'll have a few.
Yeah, we only have 3 weeks tomorrow.
Justin says, that monster you're making looks like, that looks a lot like the demons and Angel whose blood gives Angel back his candy.
You know what? If you can rely on Justin for anything, it's a reference to Buffy or Angel.
Fair enough.
I guess I would have to look at them. But yeah, I actually really do like this head sculpt. Again, I did not do it. This is from a mask company called Inferno FX.
But which one were we supposed to leave behind?
Right? Like, how do you decide?
Right there.
Who was that?
puppy throw down.
Did Allie hurt one of the dogs?
Never. I observed them with love.
Not physical, maybe
Nick
emotional.
Buddha
Emotion.
asks, is this live?
Emotionally hurt.
Yes.
Yes, this is live, or
Oh, no,
I am a
apparently
great
your thing fell.
predictor.
You said nice showing your paint pot.
Well, I was showing you the color I was mixing, and then I forgot I was showing you that.
No matter what, no matter how good they did,
This is why I can't have a real job. You understand?
Oh, Sharon.
I'm not good at these things.
It's good night for you.
Yes.
Weather's
I must be monitored by folks. All of you who are alive, it is your job to keep me on the straight and narrow, and make sure I point the camera at things that are important.
Uh-oh, Nick Buddha is stoned.
Well, great. That's good. You should get a hat with that on it. That just says I'm stoned. That'd be cool. That way you're properly labeled, and no one will expect like higher math or anything like that.
Alan Hirsch says, Alan, it was great meeting you at Hong Kong.
It was great to meet you as well. Hey, honey. Is my wife still here?
I'm here.
Do you know what time I'm going live Friday? Okay.
You don't have that.
I should probably mention to you. Oh, 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock, I'm going to go live on Facebook with the Haunt News Network, I believe, to talk about Transworld stuff while I work on things for Transworld. Isn't that nice how that works out? Could someone check that out and look up my facts?
Now, when your show is,
Yeah, I'm going live Friday.
I think you shared it.
I'm 99% sure it's Haunt News Network. I would feel bad
Will you be
because,
going live on Haunt News Network's page? or
yes,
page?
on their page, and we'll probably share it to the Stiltbeast page. But that's on Facebook, that's not on YouTube. All right, so this is another level of color on him, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to move it aside because this has to dry. And now I can get another mask and do another base coat.
I think maybe you loaded it, shared it through Stiltbeast.
Chad Smith says, are you working on a new Wolfman costume for the Wolfman Ball at Transworld?
Yes, I am. Without doubt. I have a lovely Wolfman costume, but if you have a good reason to make a new Wolfman costume, you should do that.
Why not?
All right, so this guy, again, not my sculpt. Forgive me. I believe this is Paul Holster. I believe. I'm pretty sure. I have a lot of sculptor friends, but it's very stylized, and I like his style a lot. So this is going to be, this is also a demon, so I don't mind using this also as a base for his skin tone, and then changing it up.
We're going.
Bye, puppies.
5 puppies.
And as I dry brush this, you'll just see all these wonderful little details that he puts in. Just like,
Boys.
I normally sculpt to fulfill a purpose. And
They're calling you, Boris.
Paul seems to sculpt to give himself carpal tunnel. There's just so many of these little details in here that are beautiful.
Boris. Yeah. Come on.
Alan, at 7 Central Standard Time Friday. It's Haunt News Network.
7, Haunt News Network.
Let's go.
Rob, can you get that puppy moving?
Okay.
So Nick says he's trying to fill a Batman cowl for display,
There you go.
and he wants the ears to stand up. Any suggestions?
Loctite foam, the same stuff Stan was using just a little while ago. It is a miracle product in a can. See all these little details that are popping now that I'm getting it dry brushed? Just a remarkable sculpt.
Yeah.
All the wind. Made of wind.
Thank you, Michael Lester, for the updates.
And you want water?
Okay, so that's nice. And then I'll go over top of that with another color, and that'll be lovely. All right, as a base. And then, of course, we go in with other stuff. But basing things out right now is very helpful.
Now, would you like somebody to make your lunch?
No, not right yet.
Like a smart tray too. Yeah, you can watch
I
TV.
thought it before I blew it.
This one?
This one. This is about close to the wall. Jim.
Looks good.
It doesn't make ice though, so.
This is not one of mine either. I'm trying to incorporate some other artists in there, but as long as I paint them, they all look like they're from the same world. This is, the sculpt is by Tyler Pascal, and I'm pretty sure about that.
Nick Buddha, get off your phone while you're driving.
And I think it's Von Jekyll Art. Is he the one that's high?
Yeah.
And don't drive high. What are you doing? We did put pumpkin teeth in here because this came with sockets, and we filled it with. We don't like sockets. We like teeth. So this dangerous maw is courtesy of pumpkin teeth.
You gotta, if you take it out, you gotta put it back.
I'm just using this base color that I have down here. I'm adding some orange to it.
All right, he's
To
on the
change it
passenger
up.
side. Roll out.
He's on the passenger side of his best friend's ride,
Trying to holler at me.
trying to holler at me.
Yeah. Linda Forbes said it might just be there's somewhat of a lag. Is your phone plugged in? You sometimes say that's what's going on.
Well, there may be a lag, probably because I live in the country. Phone, you know what? I actually plugged in everything except the cord that goes into my phone. Thank you.
Next.
We'll see if that helps.
It's getting all my size.
And that
Nick
orange
Buddha, also known as a busta.
as a what?
I said Nick Buddha is also known as a busta.
Yeah, that's right.
What's that?
Yeah.
You don't want no strokes.
Where's this place get scrubs? Maybe the best scrub products.
You missed that whole thing.
No, I know.
That
Goldilocks asks, have you gone to any SCAR events lately? I don't know if she means scare events or.
I don't know what scar events are. They sound painful. Tapping out right away. I don't know what you mean. If you clarify, I will clarify.
Colin the Candle said someone might as well turn on the compressor too.
Pressure's on.
You got that?
I can hear the
Thank you.
little fizzy fizz. But thanks for trying to catch us.
All over that.
They did watch me clean the airbrush for an hour because I forgot to turn on the air compressor. I'm like, nothing's coming out. I don't know what's happening.
It's broke.
Why is it so dirty? I barely used it. It needs some I am your friend. I am not your smart friend. Remember that. Tell you what, though, somebody called out Chelsea. Somebody was asking about foam filling masks on Latex Mask Central.
Yeah.
And someone straight up called her out and said, I watched Alan Ops trying to pull a mold out of a mask with rigid foam for half an hour.
Chelsea, no.
Like, dear Chelsea, stop trying to help.
And they said, because someone did, and I said, that intern will never live it down. And then she hopped on and said, don't call me out like that.
You're like, oh, you called yourself out. Oh, self-burn.
No, it wasn't her who brought it up. It wasn't her who brought it up. But yeah, so don't foam fill your mask with rigid foam unless they're out of the mold. If it's in the mold, you want to use a flexible foam because you still have to negotiate non-flexible plaster.
Jordan Gazelle says, is this mold prep?
Chelsea Mall.
No, this is painting. This is already made. This is a head plaque. So I am painting, I'm painting this head, yo.
So did the mold survive that rigid foam pull?
It did.
Oh, it
That's
did.
impressive.
But it took all of us.
Yeah, it took a lot of efforts.
Good life lessons online, Chelsea.
Yeah. And Chelsea's not with us because I think she's getting ready for a show of her own where she sells. We have puppies in here still?
They came back. Bella's back.
Bella. Chew the foam.
Bellissimo. Hey.
Rob, you're failing.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
To distract and take them back to the house.
It's not working.
He's just not distracting well enough.
Goldilocks says
Trying
it's
to
supposed to say
hand
scare events
What scare events?
instead of scar events. Have you been to any scare events lately?
Yes, but as far as, let's not look backwards, let's look forwards. Looking forwards, Transworld is coming up in like 8 weeks.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I'm nowhere near ready for that. So yeah, 8 weeks, and my Monster Museum stuff, it hasn't been a priority for a couple years, and it just needs to be right now. So I'm making sure that my Monster Museum is taken care of, and then I'm going to jump into Transworld stuff. We have everything planned, and Stacy is actually already working on Transworld stuff. Like I'm not going to have an
Thank you,
empty.
all of you.
Yeah, I'm not going to have an empty booth or anything, but yeah. Right now, Stacy is going to save us. Grrr. Look at
Stacy
my
and all of us be standing around going, buy her stuff.
look at my fleshy colored toothy maw. Blah. All right, this goes over here out of the way.
Hey,
Justin,
Nora.
my phone is in the car. I'll go get it in a minute and
Nora
check that
says
picture
hi.
out.
What's what now?
Justin said he sent me a picture
Oh.
of the talking about, but I don't have my phone. It's in the car.
Nora's on?
Yeah.
Everybody here is eating, so I have to stay on camera for a while longer, so I can eat.
Oh, they eat better.
We're going to Boy Orc, which is like Boy George, but the music is worse.
I like pork. That's great. Pork, pork.
Okay, there's yellow. And I'm gonna get a little bit of gold too, because I like gold in eyeballs.
Buddha is giving us a play-by-play of his drive-through experience.
That's go through the drive-through.
Yeah.
He is high. Holy
He
moly.
apparently got an Uber, and his Uber driver is laughing at him.
Okay. His Uber driver is laughing at him because he's watching people make stuff. I'm pointing you this way, because I have to go over here and look for paint.
Chad Smith says, did I hear correctly that you'll have some classic monsters debuted at Transworld?
Yes. Yes you did. Like, way classic. So classic you'll freak smooth out. I think, I like it. I'm a fan.
Jordan
Rob, Stan,
Yeah.
you guys know where the little jar of gold liquid leaf paint is?
I'm not seeing it.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Normally it lives over here.
Is it? No, that's the green one.
Yeah, it's in its own little jar with a little lid.
It's not this one.
No.
Okay.
It's a screw-on lid. I know I have some. It's the best gold paint ever.
Yeah.
And it's called Liquid Leaf is the name of it.
You don't think it could possibly be in there, do you?
In here?
In the mini
Look, right
milk
here it
crate.
is.
The mini milk crate.
You can tell by its lid. I would show you the label, but it's covered up by gold paint.
Jordan Ezel says, of the animatronic bugs, is one of them a mantis?
As of yet, undetermined. Right now, they're all Japanese tiger beetles.
Lexi says that's where the gold liquid leaf lives.
Well, now it is. It used to be in those little baskets over. That's why I looked over there first. It's also very good at gluing its own lid together. Go get me some pliers.
Lexi, we miss you.
Yeah. Get healthy, yo. It's a lot of effort. You think that something is going to take 5 minutes, and then you have a lid that's glued on,
I think this might take
and that's going to take longer than 5 minutes just to open the lid.
Justin says Lexi's reaching a new normal.
Okay, that's not necessarily a great prognosis, but understood. Righty tighty, lefty loose.
Jordan says, how does a beetle look with human legs?
awkward.
You're obsessed with beetles.
With its eyes.
Yeah, it looks like The Fly. You saw the movie The Fly.
This is how Brindlefly eats.
Blech. Hey Stan, why don't you open this?
Life,
Manly men.
finds a way.
Remember that bottle is glass.
Um,
Meanwhile, I'm gonna work on an alternative.
For future jar closing shenanigans, Cobwebs and Candlestick says put a piece of shopping bag between the jar and the cap.
Or just Vaseline your threads. I've done that before.
Is there anything else?
Justin says, again I say, holy crap, the shop is clean AF.
Well, it's cleanish. It's actually not clean AF. It is a wee bit clean. But we're trying.
Well, you're fresh off the heels of Monster Camp too, so
Yes.
Oh, Monster Camp.
did a big clean before Monster Camp.
We did a deep clean.
Then we did one after Monster Camp.
Because we trashed it at Monster Camp.
Yeah,
How many pounds of plaster did we go through?
What I have, 600. What I have here is a Sharpie paint, gold paint marker. So I am,
Maybe
Actually-
mechanics, whack it a little bit.
I don't want to use a heat gun on it because liquid leaf is highly flammable.
Yeah, that'd go up like,
I had this.
But I am actually getting good use out of the marker.
Everything like stews, gumbo. This would be great.
So I'm getting my gold flecks in the eye, and it does add a depth to the eye.
Like any food that I can eat.
Michael J. Lassiter says those plaques would make good wall-mounted puppets in a haunt.
Yeah, they could.
Struggling
If
here?
you hollow out the back, yeah.
No, what I meant is I hold it and you see if you purchase.
Yes, you'll definitely be better than those.
Great.
Hot water on the lid.
Is this
usually helps.
flammable, Alan?
No, but it's a glass bottle.
That's not what I'm asking.
It's flammable, yes. Highly. Now it's a personal mission to get the bottle open, even though I'm using a different gold paint.
Yeah, now we're just here on principle.
Because why have a bottle you can't open, you know?
Kinetic mechanics. Beat it till it works. Oh, don't do it, Rob.
Why don't you do it over there?
Well, yeah, don't do it by my very flammable pattern.
Or the silicone caulk or this paint covered drag.
Go outside.
Rob, you done eating?
Outside.
Yeah.
Can you lay out some eyes on this?
Can I do what?
Lay out the eyes. Sharpie,
Yeah.
put the pupil, well, actually paint. Here's your black paint. Here's your black paint.
Mm.
Brush, pop your pupils in,
Mhm.
and then go in with the little stick
Yeah.
and yellow and green and do little lines on the outside. I'm gonna open this puppy up. By hook or by crook, I will.
Toe chain.
Justin asks, is the orc gonna get earrings or plugs like a bone through the lobe?
Yes. Yes, we'll get many things. I'll have his hair done tonight for sure. I should have all of him done tonight.
Yeah.
Never
I was
got one
gonna
of
say,
these.
Yeah.
did you try and pop the edge up from underneath like a screwdriver?
I'll get there eventually.
dishing out my big single lady tricks of getting things open.
Rob, before you leave dead air, spin the camera around,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
because you're just pointing them at nothing right now.
Hey, guys, I'm pointing them
I
at a
kind of
mess.
gave it to you so that they were
Hey,
covered.
guys.
Oh,
All right. So,
that was good. Now I got full belly.
put in some pupils.
Now,
Hey, Stan, the metal lid's trying to pry out.
right? Well, curling up in the foam and taking a nap.
So where Bella is now?
No, that's where I want to be after a full belly of chicken salad.
Right?
No, but that's where I want to be.
We'll have to trim this off, this won't glue very well.
Bye, Justin.
That's all they
So
do.
it's clean, and then you can glue it together.
Sexy. That's why all the guys like me.
If you could kind of get a measure of how long this sea serpent will be, that'd be great.
Super big. Sexy. That's why all the guys like me.
That's why they like you?
Yeah, 'cause I'm super sexy. And I belch really loud.
The milkshakes bring all the boys together.
My milkshakes!
My booble brings all the boys together. Cowboys and Candlestick says you can shave off Rob's beard and glue it to the male orc.
No. That's my beard. I grew it myself. And we have hair here.
Is anyone gonna, are we done with this?
Al's probably gonna.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Even he gets to eat.
If you need the space here, I'll clear up some of this.
No,
It's not good.
I'll do whatever.
The other option is that back shelf there. Shift a couple things there.
Gotcha.
Did he
I know,
have to
it's
go
really
somewhere?
on there.
Oh, we're still messing with it.
It's aggressive.
I mean, we're to the point now just trying to rip the metal off the top of the can. Stick a paintbrush.
I was gonna say, have you been able to pry
I
the
mean,
edge
I
of
already
the...
snapped the pliers on the
Oh no!
If it breaks,
Have you been able to like pry the edge up in front of you with a small? Oh, it's called. We have a really small screwdriver.
Yeah.
dangerous work.
We don't got low in the shop. Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, or a blade. But just for shits and giggles, if we've got one.
There's not a lot of money left. It's like half a thing of
You were good.
Been Alan eat already?
I don't think you did. I wasn't paying attention.
I ate plenty.
There's no left, it's Rob. It's gonna rock.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah,
We're blaming you for everything. Yep.
Story of
Larry
my
here
life.
says just poke a hole in the top. Well, that's probably step next, but we're gonna try a couple of things first.
We're not afraid to.
Y'all loosened it up for me.
Did you really get that off?
Let
Really?
me tell you, you need to get something off. Come to me.
This lady is freakishly strong.
No, I just cut the paint on the inside.
Alan couldn't do it. Rob couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
The powers of Rob and Stan combined could do it.
That's right.
And Stacy just grabbed it and twisted it off.
That's why. No, that's not true. I cut the paint along the underside of it with a blade first.
Look at that mess.
Leave it to a mother.
I said I was busting out all my single lady tricks of how to open jars. You know, sometimes.
Hey Alan, Rob's using a bamboo skewer to do the eyes. There's a question.
So
Yeah.
my
Here's-
single
Don't knock it
thing
over, we'll be
is
killed.
hairspray at the ready. Anytime, it just
Yep.
spray it like
Yep.
hairspray, like.
They
that's how-
loosened it for cobwebs and candlesticks. That's what I said. But also
Well.
nobody else thought to take a blade to it, so eat it.
Well, Stacy's a genius. Rockstar genius.
sea serpent's gonna have puppy wounds in it.
Yes.
What? No. Well, that'll be on the inside of the sea serpent. It's fine.
I got it open for you.
Great.
I know which one it was too.
Bella,
It's fine.
Bella.
Stacy magically got your gold paint open.
I ran a blade around the edge and cut the
And then
paint,
she just
pulled
popped it
together.
on.
And made us, she basically,
Chad Smith says, leave it to us men to use brute strength and women to use their brain.
she masked
It's
it
true.
all of us.
Can't argue with any
You
of it.
want to do gold in there too?
I want you to go a little rounder on those
Happen that
pupils.
way.
That one on the left is a little not round.
Let them dry a bit. The one on the left?
Yeah, it's not very round. It's okay.
Jordan Ezel says, eat coal, it makes you 60. Girls love black teeth.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
I assume you really wanted to know it to say like 3 times.
What's that?
right.
Yeah, we'll get it. That'll be the top of the sea serpent, and we'll add a fin there, which will also help.
When we're gluing this together, burrito style, are we gonna taper it or is it just?
We're gonna taper it.
Okay.
We'll taper the
Before we-
last, we're gonna find out how long it is, and then we'll figure out proportionally how much we should taper.
I see. Okay, no problem.
And we'll taper one side, then we'll taper the other.
Cobwebs and candlesticks, you are not the dumber of the genders, we just approach problems differently.
I may need,
Yeah.
I may need a hand measuring it, just.
Stan said he'd help you.
What's up?
Oh, you know what, actually, I think this will be okay, because I'm cutting all this up, and this is the whole length of the thing, so I'll just measure this one. I'll still need help measuring. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
She'll let you know.
Though I am not gonna lie, Sam, I kind of didn't believe that worked. I started giving it, I was like, no.
It was only,
No way.
it only worked because it was funny.
Come on.
This stuff is very good about gluing itself to its lid.
Now we know.
She had it for like 30 seconds. She came back to, here you go.
I used to be in the habit of, there was the contact cement with the screw-on lid, the upholstery glue, and a couple other things where I would open them like once a week whether I needed it or not,
Yep.
just so they didn't glue themselves together. I've not been in that habit.
Sam, you're done. Good thing it's pronounced DNA. Don't tell me what I know, guys.
Did you want the gold in it?
take to dry?
I'd let that layer dry.
Right.
Go ahead, hit your pupil. Yeah, well, you gotta wait now. We'll make our pupils a little bigger.
Okay. I think there's a slight dip in this one.
Yep, we just got paint over it.
That's why. That's what I was like. Why is it not right?
Tell you what, Rob, you wanna paint this guy?
Yeah. You like him like? Okay. Let's play. Faster, pussycat.
Is it just silicone or how many skewers you put in it?
I put one skewer because
So-
I'm pretty much holding on.
You can use hot glue now
Mass making latex. That's cool.
and go around the edge, and then that'll hold it for the silicone.
Ooh, yay.
The hot glue won't hold up over the Texas heat.
But it'll hold it long enough.
It'll hold it long enough for the silicone to cure. And then do yourself a ring of mastic.
On top
Do
of
I
it.
the
have-
Did you get the invoice for the mastic, by the by?
No, where'd he send it?
I think you send it here.
You mailed it?
Yes.
Then I'll find it.
Okay. I will confirm with him.
Yeah. I'm gonna set up and start herring next to Rob.
Ezekiel says, I'd love to see how you foam the masks you didn't have a mold for. Just with the fence post foam, right?
No, in all honesty, I'll probably use Loctite. So I don't have any poured right now for that, but I will. So next time I'll show you that. All of these have plans beyond what's happening. Did you bring out another stand? You did.
Got 2 more if you need.
Alan Hirsch says you all make such a great team. I feel so good watching.
Well, great.
We're alright.
That's because we're not allowed to cuss at Rob on the air.
Gotta watch.
Otherwise, it's just non-stop cussing at Rob.
Story of my life.
Rob's next business card is going to say, "Damn it, Rob." And that's it. It'll just have that on there.
You know, that'd probably do pretty well.
Jordan Ezel says he makes his masks with blue cheese.
Okay, I got you. Some build 'em ups.
Those are the little appliances, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Usually latex, sometimes, what's the?
Foam latex.
Foam latex.
I think they did a class similar to it at Hong Kong where they were doing sock masks.
Yeah.
Lucci turns out some pretty good stuff.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of become the generic term for all those little appliances.
Yeah, no matter who makes them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now they're Wuchis.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you something. That's a good brand.
And you know what? I'm not down with the Banshee having a bob. And this length of hair, it's only like 11 or 12 inches.
That's a bob.
It's bob level.
If you put it on the other side, they can see it on the camera.
Yeah, see that hair's too short.
Oh yeah, you got kind of a. Oh, who's the mom in Beetlejuice?
Oh yeah.
Delia Dees.
Delia.
I was trying to think of the actress's name, but
Alan, if you want to eat, I'm going to.
Oh.
This is my art, and it will kill me.
yeah, that guy.
You're killing me. I can't remember her name now.
I know.
She's from SCTV. She's currently at Schmitz.
Captain O'Hara.
Catherine
That's
O'Hara,
it.
that's right.
Okay, I have 14
You were
inches.
correct.
They-
When I say I have 14 inches, I'm referring to hair. The last hair, that was
Thank you, Chad. Catherine O'Hara. Yeah.
10 inches. This is better, but I'll fill in some down here to make it look a lot longer than it actually is. Ooh, this is 16-inch hair.
Hey.
Even better.
Don't hold back.
In there.
Fortune favors the brave.
Stacey, how goes your pattern cutting?
Good. I've got my last piece right now. Then I'm gonna transfer these to some more staple paper that will not be quite as delicate.
While people are happily watching Rob paint,
Yes.
I'm going to eat a little something.
Oh, but you're so tiny.
It's so good.
Stan, you could move the camera around if you want. Get it, make sure it has something fun to watch.
It's because I'm boring.
Well, you're not really talking through your process. You're just kind of
Oh,
going. That's okay.
I'm layering. I'm
We gotta teach you how to stream a concert.
basically I'm hitting. Yes. No, you don't want that.
What you do if you're gonna be live on video.
That's why I said teach you how, not to let you do it.
Okay, I'm hitting all the high points with a dark red, and then I'm going to go in and add some undercuts with these brighter colors to try and give it levels, layers. Sorry, I was concentrating. But yeah, I'll go through and do it again and make sure. Basically, I just want to have different layers of colors. Usually, you want to work with at least three colors for basic mask work, but since he's a demon, I'm sticking pretty much in warm colors. I don't want to use any cold colors on him per se, since he lives in a world of fire and brimstone.
Cobwebs and Candlestick says, loving the Dunkin' Donut layers.
What?
They're just about the colors of Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh. Friends don't let friends drink Starbucks.
Ezekiel asks, who made this mask? Again.
That is an Alan question.
Inferno FX.
It's fun. He's got a big swollen head, so he's.
Again, we added teeth.
Yes, we did add teeth. Added some Oni teeth style. Dunkin' Donuts. Loves me some Dunkin' Donuts.
Looking up and thinking about corn.
Looking up here online.
Corn.
Look at the sky, think of corn.
What?
I was trying not to sneeze.
Oh.
Why corn?
I don't know, that's just what he said.
Stop you from sneezing.
Every time I get the hiccups, I have to think about Alan's cloaca.
Chloe, no. No.
It'll stop the hiccups.
He says, that's why Freddie wears red and green. Opposing colors are harsh on the eye.
Yes.
Jordan Ezel says, with a good wig and no horns, this could be a vampire.
What, this? How do you explain the big holes in his forehead?
It said no horns, it didn't say. How would this patch go?
Got brain leaking out.
Mm.
He's a demon. He's not using.
Brains. That was the weird thing about the Constantine, how the demons had like half a head.
Half a head.
I thought that was really
I don't know that I saw
a strange design choice.
Yeah.
Just enough to give me heartburn. It'll be delicious.
It's so good.
Time to do that. I'm going to.
Big old demon head.
Wow, coders.
See, my favorite thing about New Orleans is all the great food. Good food.
How's it going?
It's going. Slowly, but it's going.
I also tend to blend colors a lot.
Exactly.
That way I know that they're complementary and work together.
I know nothing about it. But I would like to. I don't know what it is.
With the llamas?
Oh.
No,
What's stand knocked over?
the camera.
The camera.
Oh, wow, nothing important.
Sorry.
So, I was
The
telling,
latex stand.
It was a wild
You're gonna get more
ride.
printouts.
We had a good run.
You're gonna get more printouts of things that stand screwed up.
I know. Thanks, Gene.
I'm so glad you joined the show.
Blair Witch camera work.
I'm so sorry.
They're everywhere.
I'm so sorry.
This damn thing, man.
No crying in the shop.
No crying. And no low setting.
That's true. That is true.
There's no crying in the shop, there's no passing gas in the shop. Go outside.
Here's what it is.
I remember this.
Hey, is there a special way?
What's that?
There's a special way they're supposed to click on there?
Yeah, yeah, if it's not broken, then this just pops right on.
Glenn McCain says, my wife and I met Pascal Menalis while in NOLA, then went on a hot tour. Jordan Ezel says, name the can Flippy.
I don't know if that's the camera name.
Damn, Alan just got that phone. He's not due for an upgrade yet.
It's a 17th phone this
For the record, I'm always due for an upgrade.
That's,
No, last year I did really good. I only had 2 phones all of last year.
How many of you dropped fishing? All of them.
Irretrievably dropped only 7.
Michael J. Lassiter says, I'm casting some resin pieces and I'm tinting it black. Do you know of a brand of iridescent powder I can use to give the pieces a sheen?
Yes. Put Facebook message me because I don't know right now. Like it's not on the top of my head, but I've done it. It's not hard to do. And Biddy Multiply sells it. So does Hobby Lobby. By the way.
Dirty, dirty.
Bitty, bitty, bitty. Such a fun store.
Is Michael J. Lassiter MJ?
No.
No.
Somebody was referred to him as MJ in the thread, and I was like, oh.
No, Michael Jonathan.
because people hate to type. Yeah, I just was talking to somebody about something cool for MJ, and I'm hoping that that happens.
I like MJ.
I only met him briefly, but seems like a nice guy.
He is. He's a good guy.
He's a weirdo.
Well,
Well, turns
I was
out
gonna
that's
say,
a lot of our
we
industry.
collect those.
So it's fun.
We're not judging him. We're a weirdo. There are other reasons to judge. Alright.
I did not want this banshee to have dark hair. Maybe I'll airbrush it red afterwards. I wanted it to have nice red hair.
It's a bottle ginger.
Like, yeah. Yeah. To not be a natural ginger.
You're gonna make a suicide red?
Suicide red?
Died by your hands.
Wedding red.
Meh.
You know that
Best
phrase?
I have not heard that phrase. I think that's silly.
In Excess did a song.
That was called Suicide Bomb.
Yeah, but it's the same meaning.
Had no idea that's what that was about.
She
I
died
know it's
from-
not typically done, Chen says, I know it's not typically done, but have you punched hair in latex? Would you paint the inside with latex to get the hair to stay in?
Yes, you would do those. And if I hated myself, it's exactly what I would do right here. But I do not hate myself, so I'm just going to silicone it on.
That's usually the best way to
Hair punching really sucks. Like, it takes a long time. You know, to do it right, you're talking 1 or 2 hairs at a time.
And to have that service done, you're gonna pay for it. Faux show.
Big Dog asks, Alan, is that my orc on the counter?
Yes, this one over here is your orc. I didn't know that you were on. But yeah, Big Dog is the one that sculpted that orc. His lovely wife's orc is also here. It's the girl orc.
Lady orc.
They did a good job.
They were my nice, quiet, drama-free table.
Aww.
Just plugged along and did their thing and followed directions.
Scott Colthart says he's corpsing his centaur this weekend.
Oh, awesome. Oh,
Corpsing.
fun and games, the Corpus Centaur.
They did a centaur last year. It was a lot of fun. The visitors. Oh, nice. Oh, I like it all.
Ezekiel says, so what was the verdict on New Orleans show? All I've heard was about the food.
Food was awesome. Food was really good. If you get a chance, tour Mardi Gras World. Mardi Gras World is where they make all the big parade floats and stuff for Mardi Gras. And I learn a lot every time I tour that place. It's wonderful.
Jordan Ezel asks, is that a Cthulhu mask behind you?
It's a Cthulhu-ish mask. It's not a Cthulhu. It's just a squid face with posable tentacles.
Syphilis.
Yeah, it was kind of a four-eyed mind flayer was the inspiration. But all of these are posable. You know, they'll go anywhere and made of squeaks.
You to roll it
She
over.
has any or has on there.
So, Allie, how goes nursing?
I do it part-time, I work in a nursing home part-time, but I'm doing it less and less. I've been sick 3 times in 1.5 months, and I've had at least 4 infections. So I'm doing it a little bit less.
So you're saying you're going, oh,
This one or?
people make you sick.
Well, That's usually, yeah.
Illnesses make her sick.
Yeah, illnesses, like cleaning up GI blood and stuff makes you sick.
My favorite kind.
It's my least favorite kind, from experience, I
Yeah.
can say this.
But it's hard to get that deep flavor from anywhere else.
This, or do you want the one that's on there?
I'm sorry?
No, I was talking about the amazing meal Shannon prepared
Oh, yeah.
with Rob. Different conversation.
Chad says, since Hong Kong is moving to Texas, will you be vending there?
It makes sense for me to vend at any show that is in Texas. It just makes good sense.
Well, okay.
And when I say Texas, I mean the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. Because a haunt show in Amarillo would not make any sense for me to vend there.
I need to put this.
Because it's still very far because Texas.
Well, that is a good thing to know.
Linda Forbes says, I'm not sure if they're different, but the post I got about your interview is on Haunt Topic Radio. Is that the same as Haunter's Hangout?
No, no.
Awesome.
Hey, that would be actually.
It is not. That is a different animal. So just follow the link of wherever you saw that post, and it'll get you
What are you
there.
trying to do?
I want to measure this. I should probably stop at a certain point with this.
So, wait, hold on.
11 feet. Here, actually.
Pull it tight.
For entertainment value, I'm going to point you over here at Allie and Stan,
No.
who are measuring a really long bit of foam.
Okay, I'm gonna measure it 10 feet and then
There
go
you
from
go.
there. This is really not that fascinating.
Great.
Okay, 10 feet. Cool.
Give me that.
If you want to find the right answer of how to do something on the internet, you just post the wrong answer, and you'll be corrected so many times with the right answer. It'll help.
Ezekiel
That's
says,
very
Hong Kong moving to Texas, start saving now.
Make sure it's tight.
Oh, Ezekiel, you come to Texas.
He's been.
I know.
There you go.
So that's, okay, here's another 10,
Okay, so we're 20.
20. Okay, so far 20 feet, Alan.
So far,
So far.
sweet, I
Cobwebs
love
and
that.
candlesticks, the sea serpent is going to be suspended in the air.
Yes, it will. A la the Smithsonian.
Pull it tight.
I wanna pull it too
Which I think is going to
There
much. See, I'm worried if we're pulling it too much, if that's making it.
light it.
Jason Agnostini says, where do you get your hair for
Is
the
another
masks
10?
that you're choosing?
I go to a wig store. I go to a lovely wig store. The more ghetto, the better. This is hair extension hair. Like a high-end beauty store like Lush, they won't have hair extension hair. You really have to go to one that is not hair extension hair.
Alright, Alan,
Yeah.
we have 34 feet and 6 inches.
Are you sure?
I mean, I could do it again.
She's pretty sure.
I mean, unless, the reason it could be a little bit more is if we stretched it.
So take it,
Okay.
put the two ends together, stretch it out. You know what I mean? Or like pull it together, put the other ends together in quarters, and you'll have, and you multiply that by 4.
That's fine too, we can do that.
Ezekiel asks, when you finish these, do you have a plaque for the name of the monster type, etc.?
Yes. Yeah, these all have monster signage also, which tells them the monster name and all that.
What they like to eat, where they can find.
Yeah, it has different info, interesting info. Sometimes it's a story about how the monster hunters caught it. It all depends.
Pieces of interest.
We try to be interesting.
We fail so often.
Thanks.
I said we, I said
You measure
you.
this.
She met you.
Alright.
She just meant
You know what, I'll let you measure it so that, you know, if.
one of my job descriptions is just whipping boy. I get.
Well, that was offered as one of the perks of coming out here.
102.
Yeah. You get to yell at Rob too,
102.
not just me.
Which is 8
I
feet.
think I get yelled at 20.
Yeah, like of your own accord. I try and keep other people from giving reasons to yell at you. Because you're so capable.
At least I have a skill set.
Zevon says those are some nice masks you have there.
You know what? Yes.
Is that your mask?
I am blessed to be in an industry where there's a lot of talented people. And
How many speed did you say?
Monster Camp is always such a wonderful surprise with what the people sculpt and make.
Hey, Alan?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 34 feet.
perfect. That is a good length for a sea monster, don't you think?
It's a very good looking for sea monster.
Yeah.
A
lot of
sea
that's a lot
serpent.
of sea serpent
A 34-foot sea serpent would impress me.
Well,
hanging from the ceiling.
With a girth of, 6 feet, 6 feet around,
This is a
which is a little more than this big around. That's a big one.
Make sure he's got his girth certificate.
This girth certificate.
And
6 feet tall. So
Where
So,
did that
so just you,
pattern
just
be?
hold it up.
just burrito it up.
it's in the other room,
A burrito
by the fridge.
equals this serpent.
It's gonna be gnarly.
Gnarly.
No.
E?
Yes.
I looked
Now
at
you take
Sally.
this.
Forget
Yeah,
Sally
yeah.
used
No,
to
Sally's beauty supply is like high end. Okay, you want where you go in. You don't think anybody speaks English. You want to see a lot of wigs, not a lot of makeup.
Okay.
Ulta's
Oh.
not where you're going.
So with this, you will now figure out how the taper works on him. I would do 1 square equals 1 foot,
Okay.
and just draw out your sea
Well-
serpent.
1 foot and I've got 34. Oh,
What was that?
nothing. Okay.
The little
The
square.
hamster's
Well, yeah, I got that
Okay.
afterwards. I got
All the pens are in the door and stuff. And
I got a shirt.
go.
May the odds
Gotcha.
ever be.
Oh, you're brave enough to just do it in Sharpie? Rock on.
Up.
Good job. High five. Live dangerously.
Great. Cool. Awesome. Love you. Bye. I guess I have committed stroking now.
You are now.
I guess. Very sure. Yeah, I don't want to do
Normally, I might as well like, no, I'll do it first.
it.
Forget that.
Easy. Gives me with the knowledge to know
$dollar bills, y'all.
Where pencil is.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a bunch of stuff here.
there is a bunch of stuff here. Don't see any pencils in here.
I'm too committed for pencil. It's pen at the very least.
I am a
There's no low power setting and there's no.
Yeah, none of the power tools go on low. They're all high only all the time. And we don't use pens around here, young lady.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a thing that's a botched up mess of Sharpie lines and you're gonna like it.
Right.
X out all the ones that aren't right.
That's
I
right.
just know the secret that alcohol removes all Sharpie marks.
More or less.
Pretty much.
34.
Whether the kind you use and rub them off or the kind you drink to just not see them anymore.
Sure, yeah. I'm going to drink until I no longer care about the Sharpie marks.
Well, that could have been from the stretching.
Is that the secret?
That is the secret.
Aw.
There was a whole movie about it.
About what?
About drinking until you don't care anymore.
Yeah. There's a few movies about it.
Yeah.
Sadly, a lot of them are autobiographies.
Leaving Las Vegas is probably one of the better ones.
No, I know. I was a,
Actually, a good Nicolas Cage.
like, I'm the one that likes to pin everything and.
How many of you guys have seen Mandy out there?
And it would drive me nuts.
I've heard good things.
And I would
Yes. Cage movie about revenge. Apparently, it's vaguely supernatural.
Yeah, he's like, you're nuts.
One day I'll put it on here in the shop and watch it. It's not the kind of movie I think my wife would enjoy. She does suffer a lot of movies with me, but I will not make her do that.
She not like Cage?
No, she does. But that's a lot. Like, after I made her watch Logan, she was like, that was probably too much stabbing in the face for me.
Probably.
See, like, I swing pretty widely on the scale of I'm interested in a lot of stabbing in the face, and I think I'm gonna go rewatch Sense and Sensibility again. Like,
Oh, yeah. That's her speed. Sense and Sensibility is right up her alley. She likes
Chad
the
Smith.
Jane Austen.
Chad Smith says, I saw it, it was different.
Yeah.
She would probably like Little Women then that just came out.
Oh, yeah. Seen it.
Oh, you have?
Well, I haven't.
I was about to say. Oh, yeah. You witness. That was about to be very interesting.
I prefer movies where the conflict is not around messing up a table setting.
makes me wonder. Have you seen Sense and Sensibility of Zombies?
It's Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Zombies.
Yeah. Have you
Like
seen
Sense and
it?
Sensibility.
And of
is
course I have.
less interesting.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Cobwebs and Candlesticks says, watch the remake of I Spit on Your Grave. Talk about revenge.
Oof, that's a rough one.
Old Boy.
Oh boy,
Oh,
yeah.
that's rough.
That's a rough revenge flick.
That's a
I'm a big Payback fan with Mel Gibson.
That's a fun
Yeah.
film.
That's a good movie.
This is beginning to look like roast beef. That's a fun film. I have 10 minutes. Boiling it.
With the sledgehammer on the toes. Ooh,
Ooh.
good times.
I'm watching the new series of the new season of Castle Rock. Speaking of sledgehammers and feet.
Okay.
And they're sort of rewriting the origin story of
Annie Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Yeah, I
I'm
heard
enjoying
that was
it.
like a prequel to that or something.
Sort of, maybe, like
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Stacy. Maybe.
maybe I don't know. I don't know how much of that is like non-canon.
I prefer Stephen King's supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
Like even what's the super famous one where they're in the hotel in
Shining.
the ice? The Shining. Yeah.
Shin.
That
Push boy, do you want to
boring
get
as
food?
heck to me. I want some monsters jumping at people and eating them.
Well, and so this retelling of that does kind of have that.
It does.
Oh, it gives her a supernatural edge.
No, she is stalked by supernatural forces.
Okay.
Castle Rock's
Also,
is
there's
pretty
something resurrecting people.
Wow.
They sort of have mashed up Salem's Lot a little bit and the gal from Misery. Like none of this is written by Stephen King. It's just like an expansion of a Stephen King property.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It's all fun and games to expand my property. Stacey, are there any comments
Um,
of note?
Zevon says, so you use clay to sculpt these masks, correct? And if so, do you have any that are being sculpted right now?
Yes, and yes, but I can't really show you. However, on Friday, when I'm live, I will be sculpting a hunchback mask. Technically, I'm sculpting a hunchback head, but it's very similar.
The balls!
Alright, so this is haired, but boring. You know, I'm going to let that dry up, cure up. And once all that silicone is cured, I'll tease the heck out of this hair, and then I can paint it and do some other things. So now she goes away. She goes away.
Did you want a special design, or were you just looking to see where it needs to
I feel like you're just about to
That's
start
what
singing Typo
Now
Negative.
you can tell me how many feet
I thought
back
it was going with Air
you
Sunshine.
start the paper.
I saw crying and said Bela Lugosi's dead is just Freebird for dogs.
And you might actually want to pull out your phone
Uh-huh,
and look at taper for snakes, taper for eels,
okay.
so that you have a reference.
Yeah, my internet's not working, but yeah.
The Wi-Fi password is on the door,
Okay.
and it's Monster Shop 5G is my,
Oh, that's it. I've been thinking the wrong one.
yeah, Monster Shop 5G is the faster of the two. So, yeah. So, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
like, yeah.
I was trying to look it up, but then my internet said no.
That's half a head, so it's half a...
That's it.
Well, hi, New Mosey. Just said hi. I saw that one.
That's right. Yes, yes it is.
Get nasty so good. Alright, I gotta let all that dry while I feed my monkey.
Yeah.
Feed my monkey.
Dragon hair.
Dragon hair.
She goes away.
Oh,
Rob, I'm gonna touch up your pupils.
please do. Normally I do pupils with a Sharpie.
Ah, why is this brush here? This garbage brush.
Got a bunch brush.
Why is that garbage?
It's too long. All right, so here's why your pupils aren't red. Did you use this brush for pupils?
I did,
Okay.
and then I went back.
As soon as you touch something,
It goes.
they're so long it bends.
I didn't
So
like-
there's a much shorter brush over here, which all you have to do with this one is pretty much stab the eyeball and spin. You're done.
Done.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm doing on this is,
What's the other thing you're doing?
the other thing I'm doing.
Tell us.
So the first thing I'm doing.
Tell us all the things.
Since we're on camera, the first thing I'm doing is transferring a tissue paper pattern to a more substantial, what do you call this, like construction paper?
That is a red resin paper.
A red resin paper, that'll hold up a lot better because we're gonna make a lot of these. And this is a sleeve for a monster that we're debuting at Transworld. And I'm combining pieces, which means altering the pattern a little bit, so that it takes us less time to cut them out, and it takes me less time to sew it together, but it doesn't, or it shouldn't anyways, alter the,
Modify the shape and the feel of the garment.
yes, you're correct. So I took 2 sleeve pieces, an upper arm sleeve and a lower arm sleeve, and combined them
Because we ain't got time for all that.
to make a single sleeve piece, because ain't nobody got time for 2 sleeve pieces.
Well, and monsters want one sleeve.
Yeah.
I asked all the monsters. They said, yeah, one sleeve is
Yeah,
good.
one sleeve piece is good.
Yeah.
It's still gonna maintain the same shape, this is just a easier to assemble thing.
And seams are the devil.
True.
Rob is painting very different than I normally have him paint.
Oh,
Yes, like he's already got the teeth painted, and like
Yeah.
that's like
Usually the
I work
last-
out, so it's very odd to see that, and I wonder if he's going to run into some problems.
well.
I already see that he has paint in places he should not, but that happens.
Damn it, Rob. Business card.
Yeah, damn it, Rob.
Bye, cobwebs and candlesticks.
Goodbye, cobwebs and candlesticks.
Okay. Okay, and
Alan Hirsch says, I wish I could be there helping.
Get to work. Come on. Allie, did you fellow?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
How you want this designed? So are you wanting to put a giant tail at the end of this serpent, or do you want it to be like this, where it just tapers off? Like some of them got these, these big fin-like.
I don't want a fishtail on it,
Okay,
but we will put some
spiked
some fins on the end.
fins.
But we'll put fins on the end of the taper. So you make the taper, then we add on the
Okay.
fins. Because the
Okay.
fins will reinforce the seam.
Okay, okay.
Like that?
What you think, Stan?
It's painted.
Well, it's not painted yet. Let's get, yeah. Out of curiosity, Rob, how come you jumped on the teeth so fast?
Besides doing white.
Okay. I would like you to build up more layers on the flesh
I will.
and lighten that up,
I'm going to.
give it a little more difference. That'll just be a little harder now because you have to paint kind of around your teeth and around your eyeballs. Whereas if you save those for last, do the last, the furthest things out you do last,
Yep.
then you're not, it's like painting the inside of a 5-gallon bucket. Start at the bottom, work your way up.
Alright, last question, Alan.
Yes,
A lot of these serpents.
it's not the last question.
The last
Another
question
question.
for your graph, and then I promise no more.
a lot of these images online are really skinny, kind of midway through. Do you want a girthy serpent or do you want a skinny serpent? Because this makes the most use of your 6 foot width.
Well, you have drawn this flat. This isn't gold yet.
Right.
So by the time you glue that together, it's only going to be 3 feet. So you might want to redraw that at 3 foot and put the paper from there. Because you drew it as if it was 12 feet around. Got me?
I do.
Okay.
Third Degree Terror asks, what's the lighting like in the Monster Museum? Do you shine pin spots on the trophy heads, or is there just general room lighting?
Yes and yes. The issue that we run into at the museum is that people have come in from an outside afternoon environment, and it's super, their eyes, you know, their eyes are not adjusted. And there's just a different rate for daytime, you know, daytime eyeballs versus nighttime eyeballs. You see better at night because you're used to low light. It's not a matter of just letting your eyes adjust. There's a physiological change that has to happen, and it's on a cycle. So you can't just fix it by having them be in a dark room for a little while. So we have general room lighting and pin spots. And a lot of people still say, I can't read the plaques, it's too dark. Well,
Deal with it.
and that's when I also tell them that this is how we find out people who will be killed first, because they have poor night vision. The monster hunters have to protect people.
That's our job.
There's a lot of, you know, ways to do eyes. I'm just painting eyes on some of these guys. Have that nice, really goldish eye background. And I'm doing green over that, so some of it shows through. A lot of layers in eyes, adding a lot of depth is what you want to do.
So you guys probably heard of paint stick. This is for the top.
Giant.
I'm going to actually move her eyes over here. I'm going to put his eyes here.
Done with this?
Yeah. Until I start doing his beard and stuff. That's where it lives. Got it.
Oh, oh.
Ooh, what? Looking at the eyes, I'm figuring out what they need. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of this dark color. It's only dark in comparison to what's on these eyes already.
Are you putting any gold on them?
I already have it.
Okay.
Is that hot glue holding up for you, Stan?
Oh, that's sweet. Hot glue's there, mastic's on it.
Take one of these guys and run lines around your mastic to make it blend in with the horn. Just use this. I have a little bit of white where I don't want it down here, and put a little bit of black in that spot. Using my, one of the biggest issues that you'll run into painting is like if your teeth color bleeds into the gums. Oh, if your eye color goes off the eyeball and gets on your socket. Because I mean, you have to go back and fix those things. Having that basing it in black and having that little outline of black, so helpful for making it pop and not be muddy. Okay, these eyes I'm happy with, and I'm actually going to move on with him to beard. One of the downsides is now I can't put hair down here
Can I have Michael Lassiter?
because I have a pile of paint right where I would lay my hair out. Except, I'll just put a piece of paper over it.
Third Degree Terror says, love the notches in the orc's ears. Battle damage, or battle scars.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
That was their design choice.
I might use these as his eyes.
Nice.
As his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah.
Kill my brother.
I remember a time where you were like, you need to change those, otherwise they're just not as good.
Just not what?
Not as good. I remember we had a very long conversation
Yeah.
that you said.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I actually have. Look at these cabochons that are going to be eyeballs.
Ooh.
Awesome.
And on the back.
Where do you get those at?
Crystal Mountain, Oregon. I'll send you a link. East and back eyes. Hey Rob, would you spin the camera so it sees what you're doing?
Sure. Doing highlights, bringing things out. We have fun. We have fun. I still have toss a coin to your Witcher in my mind.
I have no idea why this thought just occurred to me. But you know those terribly inhumane sticky traps that people have for mice and stuff? It'd be fun to have one and have a little sign that says cockroach dance floor, no mice.
Aww. The mice can't read.
There you go, blow it holes in my plan.
Damn uneducated mice.
That's not our problem, Stacy.
Alan Hirsch says, it's looking great, Rob.
Thanks. I mean, unless the mice are from NIM.
Them are rats.
Except for Jonathan Frisbee.
That's right. Did he die?
He did. He was dead before the movie started.
Did you ever read that book?
Nah.
No, I wanted to have a happy childhood.
I did read
Well, that
Watership.
explains so much about me.
And like, Watership Down. Like, why do you hate yourself?
Oh, I love that book.
Where the red fern grows.
Yeah, all these terribly depressing kids books.
Bridge to Terabithia.
I hate that story.
They're just there to teach you about
I
death.
hate it.
For a long time, I thought Terabithia was a Metallica song. Terabithia. Leave me be. Rob is smart. I'm gonna be like Rob.
My wife was watching.
I'm gonna steal Stan's chair.
She messaged me and she says, just talk about random stuff. Like, it just goes nowhere. Yeah, it's everything.
Oh, is she watching?
She was watching earlier tonight.
And then she's like, no, I can't handle that.
She signed, well, she has to go to bed. She gets up at 4 in the morning to go work out.
Not 4, but 5.
No, she basically checked out after I knocked the camera over.
I see.
In big letters, what did you do?
She's like, I can't take him anywhere.
It's really cool if you get yelled at home for stuff you do in the shop, Stan. I think that'd be awesome.
Welcome to why Tony's not watching.
Why are you trying to break our own stuff? Don't you like it now? I'm fine. No,
Okay.
She commented that she said, you guys just talk about random stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
No, I mean that's what.
That's what we do.
It's not a talk show.
It would be hilarious if it wasn't that show.
It's a
Well,
nice
we
guess.
probably changed some things up. It was a talk show.
We just keep working and leave somebody sitting on the couch.
Rob is Ed McMahon.
I want to be Barbara Walters.
Okay.
Barbara Wawa.
Barbara Walters.
Baba Wawa. This is
And-
Baba Waters, and this is 2020.
You're showing your age if you can impersonate Barbara Waters.
That was impersonating Gilda Radner impersonating Barbara Wawa.
I am the oldest person in the shop.
Oh, God.
Rosanna Dana.
I loved Madeline Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
Still love Madeline Kahn. What are you talking about?
Taffeta deer. I taffeta you too.
I like this. It's good.
So Warcraft?
Well, I'm just looking at beards, orc beards.
With the skull through it? I like that.
I don't think about orc beards as often as I should. And
Hazard of the job.
yeah, I just now I'm getting a chance to Google up some good orc beards. So I'm gonna do that. I like that, but I also like this one, which is a much more simple, shorter beard.
Yeah, a little more gruff.
But they're all kind of Amish beards, no mustaches.
Hey,
Sans
those are
mustache.
pretty cool. Right?
No fur grows on an upper or lip.
Because
Yeah.
their teeth were just getting worse.
Yeah.
I think this is the winner.
I was gonna say that's the superior beard.
Yeah.
You have a skull for it?
Do we have a skull?
Sure.
Do we have a skull?
I have Loctite foam.
It's Rob's first day. Yes.
No, I think Alan's pretty straight.
What's that?
The last comment on there. Oh, it's high. It looked like bye, Alan. I was like, no,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he's straight.
I'm curious. I'm not that kind of curious. And now
Oh, Tony, he is watching.
I'm second guessing my hair choice.
No, that one's the superior one.
No, yeah, the hair is good, but my hair size, I should say.
Oh,
This is the hair color. I'm using a very light. You ready?
I'm sorry, honey. I'll read your comments.
Okay. Roll it out.
Stop
Find
ignoring
your
me,
17
we're not
foot
at
mark.
home.
Mark it. Start going.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Hey, Tony.
Stan will help you.
Be fine.
He said, by the by, he is game to do stills.
I'm gonna find some
Sweet.
speed on this and then, yeah. Mark it.
Can't take it back now.
Alright, say all that again.
Alright, so this represents 34 feet.
That will get that boy on stilts
17
toot
foot
sweet.
mark is when it kind of starts to taper off.
Capers.
Yep, so I got 17 feet.
And you have 7 minutes to get it glued together, so we have that body shape.
You drive.
I'll give you 20 more minutes because you stopped to eat.
Okay, well, that
And
was
you didn't- and
very
you got
generous of
here
you,
like
thank you.
7.
That's
All
mighty
right.
nice of you.
Yes, thank you.
So you need 17 feet of this, correct?
I need to find 17 foot.
Third degree of terror. What book series are you reading about an orc pirate ship captain?
There is, he said that?
Yeah, he says reading a book series about an orc pirate captain.
There's a series of books on Audible called Orcs, and it's clans of orcs and what's going on with them, and it's really great. I enjoyed it. There's like 4 or 5 books. There was an awkward orc love scene or two,
Oh my.
which I'll just skip this page.
Tony says I've never been told before. It's just silly. I've been slow
So
to
I
build
know we're
myself.
only in class, we don't know how long it is, so we'll start here.
So stilts are great. Get to get things on that time once.
All right.
He's gonna find out what he needs.
Something.
We'll get back with Rob in a moment. Right now, you're going to learn about the exciting world of orc beards.
Or beer. just for orcs.
I need an orc beard.
The series is written by Simon Archer. It's racy at times. Ooh.
Sure, mate.
Can you give me a title?
I'm sure it's got nothing on Anita Blake.
Scandalous.
Anita Blake.
Orc beer. Beer duh. Beer duh.
I would explore an orc beer. See what that's all about.
I bet it's hoppy.
I bet there's like bugs in it.
So like Guinness.
There's no bugs in Guinness.
Not anymore.
No more than there ought to be, anyway.
And they don't drink much
I
anyway.
don't know what to do now.
No more than legally allowed.
Can't be as bad as a hot dog.
I don't know.
Bologna is just hot dogs for people who like pancakes.
Hot dog pancakes. Interesting.
That's what bologna is.
Hold on. Bologna is hot dogs for people who like pancakes. Rob, that is probably the most smartest, truest thing you ever said in this time.
Well, I won't let it go to my head.
I like hot dogs, bologna, and pancakes. Not together, but I do
Mary
enjoy
Twain
them.
shall wait. Book 1, Orc Pirate, Raiding the Seven Seas, by Simon Archer.
Okay.
I have a feeling Alan will be listening to that before the week's out.
Well, no, I just started the 2-book series. The first book is called The Innocent Mage, and I'm really not that far into it yet. So eventually I will need another book series, and I'm all down for Orc Pirates. Hopefully it's on Audible, because I listen while I drive. I have an awesome 1-hour drive into work, and I truly mean that. I love my drive. By the time I'm home, I'm thinking home thoughts. I'm not still thinking work thoughts.
Then we go to the shop and think work thoughts.
But it's my work thoughts.
Ah, happier thoughts.
Different flavor. Ezekiel actually posted something today, and it was. Is Ezekiel still on? Because his post said something like 9 to 5 pays the bills, and 6 to midnight builds the empire.
I like that.
That's a good little quote.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's solid.
Yes, yes it is. I have to find more hair in this range. So now you'll watch Rob paint.
Yeah, painting. I actually really enjoy painting. I find it very therapeutic.
Do me a favor.
Yeah?
This looks like a paintbrush end.
Yeah.
Smooth those out. Here. Oh, hair.
Your hair and stuff.
And it's very therapeutic.
Alright, guess
Allie, Stan, y'all doing okay over there?
we're staying alive.
Let me throw the mark right. So you gotta cut that, right?
Well, we're not, that's what we, that's.
Alright.
Okay.
One beer probably
That's
tastes pretty
where-
good.
so
Orc
all
beer
this
tastes pretty good.
is,
Ezekiel? You're probably right.
The front
I'm gonna
part.
direct you back to Alan.
Sorry.
Is he good hair?
No, we did right.
And I found some hair that is not the
This is where
same,
now it,
but I actually like the two tonality of it. And this bit matches this
I'm
bit.
going that far. I just
So I'm
feel
okay
like,
with
right,
that.
This is where, this is, okay. Is this a lot?
Remember, Allie, measure twice, cut once.
Thank you.
It would be probably, it would taper more than that. And it would, it would be wider.
How cold is it outside, guys?
Not that bad.
I think it, so, do you think it really?
I was just out there. Not that bad at all.
Yeah.
No, it's cool, Allie.
What?
Being indecisive.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Well, then we are hot and working right now.
all I hear is like, well, we could do it this way, or we could do it this way. Any of them would work.
Maybe.
To varying degrees of success. Let's see.
Aha, but varying degrees of success is still success.
Alright.
Finish is better than perfect.
Allie, you gotta remember, what's Alan's favorite color?
Finished.
That's right.
I know.
Next up.
Turns out,
I say we move the tables. Unless you have a better idea. I say we move the tables to the side and we put this roll all over here. And then we just have it all out and then get the Sharpie and eyeball it. You have a better idea? Alright, let's do it.
you got a better
I'm not
idea?
saying mine's a good
No.
idea. It's just the idea that
Then
I
I'm in
have.
charge.
It's not the betterest idea.
It's an idea. But I'm up for better ideas.
Would you recognize it?
I would like to think I would.
So it's 34 feet, right?
Yeah.
So if you fold it in half on itself, it is 17 feet, right?
Right.
And at 17 feet is where the taper has to start, right?
Yeah, we know exactly where the taper has to start. The issue at hand is making the taper because there's a lot of material but not a lot of space to make it happen. Even
Why don't you go outside and roll it down the driveway?
how cold and wet is it?
Well, I don't care about the cold. I'm
Yeah,
worried
go
about
check
the
and
play.
see.
Alright.
I'm worried about play.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the space. And
Right.
that's why I was saying we can move the tables and such.
Okay, and this can get a couple pops this way.
What's the term you use? Paralysis by analysis?
Paralysis by analysis, yes.
I think we just saw that working theory.
Well, it happens all the time to folks.
Yeah, it does.
And if you start doing it, then you'll get through that.
You did your best to break me of that early. And I still struggle sometimes.
Okay.
And there may be times when thinking about it yields you a better result.
First time I ever heard you say that.
I think that percentage is like 4%. Truly, I think it's like 4% of the time. It's better to have stopped and thought about it.
This is,
Okay. How did I get all the way over here? Oh, you're painting on this. Who?
This last piece, I don't want that sewn edge on it,
So,
so I'm cutting it off.
so Alan's saying, go out the driveway, roll it all the way out, fold it.
Well, if you're outside, you don't have to fold it.
Well, that way we could just cut it, I don't know. We fold
Ezekiel
it.
asks when the Monster Museum opens.
I'm trying to, so is this gonna,
March,
we're just kind of.
It is season.
Wait.
Well, we're-
April and May. It's open every weekend in April and May.
We're not, this is just an,
It is
this
seasonal.
is just an indicator for,
Percy Eves asked, what's better for painting props, ink in an airbrush or water-based paint in an airbrush, and why?
let's roll this up.
I would go with the inks,
And
but
what we'll do-
a mixture of the two isn't bad either. They're both good for painting props. It depends on the look. I mean, do you want translucency? You might go better with inks that you can thin a little easier. But if you don't need translucency, then there's other ways.
So we'll roll this up, turn it out. You know, basically, it's
All of these guys, which are props, are painted with latex mask paint as the base. 1/3 casting latex, 1/3 distilled water, and 1/3 house paint from Home Depot.
We just need to get it.
And then airbrushed on top with ink.
gonna grow with that.
That's how I do a lot of the masks. That's how I do pretty much all the masks. For sure.
have to be careful because I want to make sure I have enough hair to do both sides. When you're doing hair, it's important to figure out how much hair it's going to take and not run out of hair midway through. Now, do I stop and measure? No. But I do monitor throughout the process.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it, man.
You want to find out if one thing is better than another, then you can extrapolate. Is it better to be late on this project and have it be
Out the door.
nothing's ever perfect, it's partially perfect? Or is it better to just get this project done on time? Extrapolate that over 10 years. Is it better to be late on every project for 10 years?
Percy Eves asked, does dry lock paint give it a hardened effect at all?
Okay, so are you talking about foam? Because you're going into dry lock, and that is kind of a little bit of a hardening. Dry lock has some texture in it, so that does give you a little bit of a stone-like look. That is mostly people use that on white styrofoam props. Expanded polystyrene, EPS.
He also, carrying on, asked, do you ever hand lay hair for wig integration to a mask like a wolfman?
I am hand laying hair right now. These are my hands. This is hair that I'm laying onto it. So yes, I do that all the time. And if that is not what you meant, then I will need more clarification.
Percy Eves says, will it do the same effect on XPS?
XPS, I'm not aware of. EPS, expanded polystyrene? Or are you talking about extruded polystyrene? Because the pink and blue stuff is extruded polystyrene. Expanded polystyrene, you can still see the little beads.
And about the hand laying hair, I meant single hair with a punch. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't normally do that. What I normally do is for haunted houses, and if I hand lay hair in a mask, that mask is going to be $1,500. If I punch hair on a mask, it'll be $1,500. And I want more haunts to have my stuff than that. I mean, some haunts would buy it because it would look great, but this stuff looks pretty good, and it's going to be 1/10 of that price.
And it's also a lot easier to repair.
Yeah, and repairing it is easier, and yeah.
And in regards to the foam, he said, yes, my bad, the extruded.
Yeah, extruded polystyrene. Yeah, it does the same thing. It's just a textured paint.
Ezekiel wants to know who's going to be at Transworld for the Still Beast Haunt Dogs booth.
Boy,
Everybody.
if you see me at a show, you'll see Ivan. He is a given. Rob is a staple. Leslie is there. Stacy is there. Stan will be there this year, I believe. Of course, my wife will be there. That's necessary for my happiness and well-being.
She's kind of a rudder.
All right, so again, this has to solidify and firm up and stuff. I need that silicone caulk to cure before I can do anything else.
You can do its further adventures in Japan. So while I was in Orlando, I spent some time with Dan the Man Caro.
Yeah.
It's a short visit, but it looks like he's doing pretty groovy.
He'll actually be out here shortly. He's coming to visit me.
And it's his birthday today.
Today is Dan's birthday, that's right.
Thank you, Facebook.
Andy.
See how it's coming out? Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, this leg is folded in.
Okay, there. Looks awesome. Thank you, Ezekiel. Trying to make him a little bit more punchy.
Are you finishing Pattern Hell?
Yes.
How many more pieces you got?
Now we're down to the big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4 big ones. I think I can combine at least 2 of these.
Yeah.
Some of it, if we want that to be a more tapered jacket, they're gonna have to be separate pieces because you really can't get a taper effect off of a straight column, which I don't mind.
You have a belt on
No, that still doesn't give you a taper, it gives you a cinch.
it. Cinch is like it.
It is not dissimilar. from
Oh,
taper.
okay, let me just make it financially feasible.
Happy little monsters. Happy little monsters.
This little highlight needs a friend.
This little highlight needs friend. You know what? There's no accidents. There's
No mistakes.
no mistakes, just happy accidents. Yeah, I had to punch him up a lot. Like, this is something we kind of touched on earlier, and I think this is important because I've recently come to fully understand this. There is dynamic painting for your masks. A lot of times you'll go on a sales floor, like any of the conventions, and you'll see all these beautiful masks. And I've bought masks. I'm like, oh my god, this is glorious. This is beautiful. This is what I want in the world. And then the minute I walk into a dark haunted house, it just disappears. It just, if the colors aren't striking and bold, you're just not going to see it in low lighting. And you always have to consider the fact when you're painting masks, it needs to translate itself. It needs to be as strong as a silhouette because they have 30 seconds maybe to see it. You have to see it, understand what it is, and then you have psychological response or whatever. The psychology of fear, however you want to get into that. But the important thing is you need from a second to be able to see it. You walk in a room and I know that's a demon, that's a werewolf, that's a zombie, that's a clown. And that's one of the reasons why I think clowns are so popular in the industry because they first off interject a splash of color in a monochromatic, lighted, dominated industry. And so it's easy to punch up the color on a clown. But when you're looking at creatures like this, you really need to have high contrast. Otherwise, like I said, and you'll hear Alan say this quite often, how a mask is muddy. Like I wore a pretty interesting clown mask, or it's called a Woodsman by a guy named Xavier. And I punched up the teeth on it. In every photograph that I saw, because I didn't highlight and bring up the wood of the mask, all you saw in every photograph was just the teeth. That's all I punched up. And so the rest of it just disappeared. It obfuscated into the darkness. So when Alan gets on to me, it's usually because I'm painting under fluorescent lights and I'm not actively conscious or thinking about the fact that it needs to be really bright and high contrast to be seen in a haunted house. Now this guy's going into the Monster Museum, and like he was saying, they come from very bright outdoor sun into a building, and we do have pin lights and we do have overhead lighting in there. However, as you go in, until your eyes have adjusted, unless it's high contrast, you're just not going to see it. And some of those guys in there get covered in dust over the years. Now we go in and we try to dust them and clean it and do all that stuff. But if you don't stay on top of that, these things just disappear into the brown. And sorry, I've got allergies. Am I alone in here? I'm alone. They're outside dealing with the sea monster. So let's hit right through here a little bit. Spread some more color. Also, another trick is you don't want any hard brush lines. You want it to really blend as best as you can. There's different ways to go about doing that. One of the ways that I go about blending a lot of the time is I'll take this color and I'll mix it with the color that I'm going over it with. And so, did you see that? I was wiped on my... And blending is important. Otherwise, it's too harsh. And like I said, I'm making this guy, so I'm going in and doing warm colors and trying to bring him to life. I really enjoy painting masks. I think it's a lot of fun. I think in a lot of ways that's how you actually bring it to life. The sculpt is great, you know, you know, the great thing about one of the ways that we do masks here in the shop is we always try to make masks that are multi-use. So like if you look, you'll see our same sculpt under different designs. One we sculpted a long time ago for a clown mask, and that clown has ended up being elves and leprechauns and zombies, a lot of different things. And that tends to be our modus operandi here. It's like, how many different ways can we paint this mask? How many different uses can we get out of it? A lot of our masks we tend to bring out seasonally. As you've seen, all of our elves have done double duty. They've been everything from elves to leprechauns. We've turned a couple into Krampuses, actually. Thank you, Alan. And I really consider myself blessed at what I do. I've been working with Alan for over 6 years. I've been working in his shop for 2. I've worked at several different haunts all over the great state of Texas. I just really love what I do. Stan, everything going okay out there?
Oh, it is fantastic.
It is stantastic.
That's right. Can you hand me one of those honing sticks out of there so I don't have to bump you or break the
What do
camera?
you need?
The sharpener. Out of the sharp
Oh,
stone.
yeah. There you go. It's one of the new ones.
Yeah.
Kershaw.
Thank you.
Go uptown, buddy. Make it happen, Captain. Let's see. We have a lot of fun. We will be, I promise you, be working on Trans World here very, very soon. We do have Stacy Kine starting in on that. We have some great plans for this year. I'm very excited with the line that we're coming out with. We don't have anything made up at the moment. Everything's in the designing stages. As always, what we tend to do is we get a little over ambitious.
Oh, shock.
And we go a little crazy, and we want to change the world, make 1 million masks, and as we go through, we design and decide, okay, maybe we need to pare this down, maybe we need to cut this one out entirely, maybe this one's not a good sculpt idea, maybe we need to rework this idea, you know, like all things. It's like writing. For those of you who've written, don't ever make the mistake of your first draft being finished. You have to edit, you have to question, you have to redefine, you have to reduce your arguments, you have to find out what is important and what isn't. What's our image? What do we want to be known as? What do we want to build as? And I think Stilt Beast has a great reputation in the industry as being innovators. And that all falls directly on Alan. Alan is just
Because he's an innovator.
he is like an improv jazz musician. He can just random notes, grabs them, puts them together, and ta-da! You got a monster. It's the man's improvisational skills while dealing with these kind of materials are stunning. Just stunning. I've seen him just whip together something I'm like, huh. Like, I can't tell you the number of times I've been working on something and like trying to figure it out, and he just walks in and goes, here, you do this. And I'm like, really? Really? Oh, thank you. I have triplets, for those that don't know. And they eat a lot. They're expensive. Turns out,
Sheeran's is expensive.
yep. And when my children were born, they were born 5 weeks premature, so they got to spend some quality time in the NICU. And I always love to tell them they were my $2 million babies.
Oh, Ezekiel says you and your new relationship.
What?
They like seeing pictures of you and Nora.
Aw. She's a cutie. And some might say, as crazy as I am. You have six daughters?
Daughters. Dang, you know, they figured out what causes that.
22 to 10?
Dang.
That's a lot of kids.
It is a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids. And actually, Ezekiel, Nora and I have been dating for the better part of 3 years. But just recently we decided to go like
Facebook official.
Facebook official.
Got fancy on us.
Keep us both honest. All right. What do you think, Stace? How is that on contrast?
The contrast is good.
Okay.
Your gold looks a little blocky.
This isn't gold.
No, on the forehead, I mean.
Oh.
Or are you talking about the teeth?
Oh, sure. Yeah, blocky. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could use some serious blending.
Yeah.
Well, we can make that happen.
Percy says with the 6 daughters, says I spend a lot of time in my shop.
As well you should, sir. As well you should. 6 daughters. 6 daughters?
It's rather a lot of daughters.
Woof! Yeah, that's giving me some
We're
agita.
approaching Bennett levels.
I am freaking out there. That's a lot.
I guess surpassing Bennett levels.
That's a lot of daughters. That's a lot of estrogen in one place. I bet there's some fights.
That's a house of hormones for sure.
I'll tell you what. So I have 2 boys and a girl, and
To make sure his dog is even a girl.
I've got 2 boys and a girl, and I'll tell you what. The girl's the middle child, but she rules the roost. Those boys do not mess with her at all. Like, if they're having trouble, I'd be like, Iris, go tell them to be quiet. And she'll go in there and they quiet. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to their mother. They listen to Iris.
A lot of drama.
Like that.
Have you met children?
Turns out, I know a few. You're driving me crazy. I know. I don't know why it's such a harsh line. I keep trying to. I think it's this right here that's causing that.
Yeah, well, here too, you have almost a corner. Maybe bring your curve up.
That's how it's
Some.
sculpted.
Right, but
I gotta. I think I can figure something out. I think I can soften it and make it look more natural. Let's see what I can do. Now, Stacy's our resident magician.
I'm not a magician.
She does magic
I
tricks.
do not do magic tricks.
She does magic tricks. Don't let her lie to you. I do magic tricks, but I'm nowhere
I
near
do
as accomplished as
sideshow.
she is.
That's different. Everything I do is a stunt, not a magic trick. I started with magic in my show, and I took it all out because I feel like it undermines the validity of the actually dangerous stunts that we do.
Sure. And okay, so let me be clear and acquiesce to Stacy's request. She is a sideshow performer, so she does a lot of sideshow stuff. Stunts. That's probably the best way to put it. She can fire eat, she can blockhead, she can bed a nail, she can staple.
Ezekiel says, I've seen you do a few beverage disappearing tricks, Rob.
Me? Don't. You want to start talking drinking stories, Ezekiel?
Woo! It's up in here now.
Ezekiel, do you drink Crown? Crown Royal? Do you like Crown Royal?
Darren also has 6 girls and 1 boy. Y'all, is it cold where you live? Like,
Our cable's awful. What's going on?
he says I can for sure.
All right, I'll have something for you at Transworld. Think you'll enjoy it.
Did he say he wanted to add 18 inches to this coach?
Honey, I don't know.
Yeah,
Is he out there supervising the Wonder
I
Twins?
don't think he is. I think he went in the house.
Oh, he ran for it. He's probably watching us on YouTube right now.
Probably.
What are those knuckleheads doing?
Go ahead and make it 18 inches. You can always make it shorter.
Well, if it's going to be on stilts, it's not a big deal, and then we can always hem it up as the case may be.
Right.
All right, I need your opinion. You're further away from me than I am. Does that look like a more natural blend?
Yes, quite a bit more.
Okay. Cool.
Darren says, nailed it, Rob.
Do I drink rum? Yeah, I drink rum. I'm limiting myself to 2 drinks per night or with a 6-hour increment between the two. Turns out, tequila sunrises and me are trouble. That is a surefire truth serum on me. And I should not be that brutally honest.
Get you in trouble?
Oh, so much trouble. So much trouble, Chris. Still dealing with repercussions.
Oh boy.
Ask me when we're not have a viewer audience.
As long as them Louisiana boys stay away, should be fine at Trail World. Woo.
I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
Is it 18 inches on the coach?
Yes, at 18.
Is it raining?
No.
That's
She's rolling up the paper roll.
Is this for on season?
That's blending out nicely, Rob.
Thank you.
It's muddier than I like because you have. See how in this, there's no black left in this?
Yeah. I didn't
All these creases,
that rain.
there's no black left.
I can.
So you're like wet painting. You were not dry brushing.
Sorry.
I prefer to dry brush,
No worries.
and all my wet stuff I do with the airbrush.
I can go in and hit that. If you're okay with it, that's
I'm okay with it.
okay.
I don't like that between these two teeth you got white. You know that I wish there was a line of black there to separate those two teeth from each other.
Well, those teeth are touching.
them
Right,
moonshiner
but
kids
you
messed-
still have a line of
well,
black.
tried to mess me up with HC. Woof. Linda Forbes says, now the chin faded some.
Huh? That's easy.
We got him to soften up the above the brow.
It was hard. They were hard lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tease a banshee, which is something you probably shouldn't do.
Maybe don't you?
As a rule of how to survive, teasing banshees is low on that list.
The
Long
band-
cold winters in rural southern New Jersey. I bet with 6 girls and a boy.
That's a lot.
He was saying like several people have chimed in here that they have like 6 or more children, and I was like, God, is it cold where you
Whoa.
are? Like,
That's a lot of kids.
Didn't know I was that popular in Utah.
do you get bored? Like, you know, there's TV.
Actually, the best way to do that sometimes is being in the business side of things.
Had to get my teasing comb.
Changes that Ben-
Did y'all get everything situated out there?
They did. Watch out for Stacy's patterns.
Oh, it's okay. These are the parts we're not using in this. Just show one more thing.
I actually like this guy.
You didn't answer. I think you should do a yellow red drive.
Oh.
You didn't ask me if you were no underneath that
I like it. I'm liking this stuff.
That's possible.
I gotta mess with his teeth a little bit more. Alright.
They very much have a second edition flair to them.
Did we just talk about D&D?
It's
We were discussing Stan wants the dragon to be yellow and red.
That's D&D.
Well, it's very second edition.
fine.
I
Is that a good
miss
thing or a bad thing?
second edition.
Second edition.
I miss second edition.
It's a good thing. Second edition is my favorite version of D&D. Actually, I still when I run campaigns, like I haven't in like 10 years, let's say. But when I run D&D campaigns, it's second edition. You better learn Thaco. You're gonna hang out with me.
I want a shirt that, can we get Still Be Studio shirts that say Thaco?
No. Pretty sure that's copyrighted.
We're getting sued.
Kids, copyright, and
Yes, you can.
What
If you
is-
make up a word, you're allowed to copyright it.
it's not, it's an anagram.
And you can copyright those
What?
Not an anagram.
because you get
What
arrested
is-
for wearing
no,
an
you're
FBI
right, that's
t-shirt.
backwards
This
and
is
forwards.
an acronym.
Acronym. Thank you.
Oh my
I didn't major in English.
I did.
I know.
He barely speaks it.
Yeah.
god. All right, so we're gonna do this section.
I speak like 5 languages poorly.
Now this is not my good teasing comb. This is just the one that I found. My good
Which one's
Teasing
that's my
comb
favorite one.
was-
Which one's yours?
the blue ones with the teeth going back both ways.
Oh, okay.
That Steve brought us.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, Steve.
He came to
So what's the
Monster
width of
Camp.
this?
I missed him every time at Hong Kong. I did not find him at all.
Yeah.
Technically, it's only 6, but it's a
No,
half, it's.
So it's 3 feet wide, right?
Right, yes, like this.
I would have
So
actually
what
liked
kind
to
of
see
interior
some.
So
structure
the
is this
rings we
gigantic?
make that have
What's that now?
the
What kind of
rings
interior
that have
structure is
support
this?
it are
Yeah.
Foam ribs on the inside.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's,
that's-
yes.
You're gonna put this
So-
in before you glue it together?
Same process.
We're gonna have to do.
Because you have to offset. You don't want all your glue seams to meet up.
Right.
Right.
So you glue them
And then
on,
we have
hanging
to
over
create
by a
rings.
foot.
We have to cut them.
And then you
It's like
finish the ribs and your flap down.
dealing with half of
So
it.
your ribs will be offset by
We
about
can,
a foot
because if we put one of the rings
on the interior.
So they don't need to glue
on
it
the
together
side.
tonight. We don't have ribs.
We don't have time.
Literally a monster to glue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we can glue it in
Time was the fire and the trooper.
No, we couldn't do that at the
You go feet at a time. You do probably 3 feet at a time.
one. Yeah.
Just like you're doing a snowman.
But we need, if we're gonna use
Doesn't have
rings
to be
to support
snowy.
it, we gotta cut those first.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does, Rob.
Oh, I gotta move it.
If somebody orders a snowman.
Is that?
Somebody orders a snowman, you can't sub it
Yeah,
out.
because that's how we're gonna. The thing is like this.
beginning. And then laying it in flat and bringing it
So-
together.
Right, so it's flat, and then you're gonna, imagine this is your,
Yeah.
the ring's gonna go across, all the way to that end, and then we bring it together. Oh, it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Probably.
Likely, maybe.
Chance.
Hypothetically.
Look, I would take these odds in Vegas, okay? It's gonna work.
They're better than Vegas odds.
If I were in Vegas,
Where's
I
the
would take
CC
these
DeVille
odds.
comb?
What's that?
Ezekiel wants to
And
know
I
where's the
flipped it over
CC DeVille
because all
comb?
these
I don't
screwed
have
up
it.
puppy parts can be on the inside.
But this does a pretty good job.
Even though I can see Alan took facing it like.
I am happy with it.
You're
I
like.
don't like that the ears are just
Yeah.
One
gone.
like that, and there'll also be rings inside that'll be slightly offset.
But she's got cool ears on it.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
there we go.
a lot of them.
CC DeVille.
No.
He was the lead guitarist for Poison,
Squatch.
along with Ricky Rocket was on drums,
Bobby Dahl.
Bob was the bass player, and of course Brett Michaels, who's the only one you're about. Did CC DeVille die?
I don't know.
He was really good at making poor life choices.
Alright, so.
So this I'm happy with, but I do want to redden up that hair a little bit.
Not good.
Yeah. So it looks like a dead version of the Skid Row singer.
Hey Alan,
Sebastian Bob.
these rings, they go in the middle. I'm thinking about just splitting this, making them about 8 inches wide each.
That'd be fine.
Is that fine?
What is that piece?
16.
And that's the whole run.
Well, yeah, 16 inches for the width. It gets a little thicker at the end.
So if you had a 8-inch wide rib every 18 inches,
Yeah.
how many ribs would you need? Don't look at him. Pull out your phone and use your calculator.
Poison is on tour again.
What? I thought CC died. I really did.
Apparently.
So
No,
we
seven
do,
there.
8-inch rim, 8-inch wide, every 18 inches apart. So every 2 of them is 3 feet.
Who is it? Somebody's coming to Dallas. So
You need 12.
Squeeze is
12, yeah.
coming with them.
Need 12.
I like. I'll go to Squeeze. That's a great
That
band.
is hard.
Who's a great band?
Squeeze.
Squeeze?
Yeah.
Oh, it's squeeze.
Never heard of them.
Well, that's not my fault.
Name of song, dude.
Crowded house.
Wasn't Crowded House a band?
Them, Def Leppard, and someone else are touring together.
I'm thinking of Our House. It's a very, very, very fine house.
There is a band called Crowded House as well.
Yeah.
The Squeeze.
Do me a favor. Check that out.
Nope.
Nope.
Gotta be in there right quick.
Well, I think you and I were in different musical tastes in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Hold that as far.
Faux shizzle.
Oh, shizzle.
Rob, switch with me.
Okay. Haha.
Because you were by the airbrush.
I know.
I want to be by the airbrush.
And Joan Jett with them too.
I
Hell
need
yeah.
to say, this
Always
feels
in
very
Montreux and
Japanese.
Def Leppard are touring.
I don't know why that
Bet you
happened.
those tickets
Yeah, it
are-
was very Asian.
Very
Do me a favor,
Japanese.
clean this brush. Those are expensive.
One more concert, I won't be going.
I got tickets for earlier this morning, so, and Garbage and Liz Fair.
Really?
Exactly.
Good setup.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like
It's a lot of angry girls. It's like a little fair.
what was it? Look,
Yeah,
that's
it's very
it.
fair.
Little
They're only
fair.
missing Sam McLaughlin.
I don't
It's
want
gonna
to
be
adopt a
fun.
dog. Still show me the dog. Wait a minute. I heard recently. I think I heard today that Morissette was coming out with a new album. Yeah, he's
And I just have some orange ink that I'm pinning this hair with. And that's giving it the
Johnny.
kind of Irish red that I want.
Great.
All the little gold tones in this, I'm hitting with that orange. And you can see it's going more red than this side.
Her and Trent Reznor were dating. And when they broke up, he went and wrote Queen Hate Machine. And she wrote the like the whole album.
I had not heard that.
She wrote what?
Little Earthquakes.
We're talking about Tori Amos.
Oh,
Okay. I'm still, I'll make one
So
to do it.
basically, those two, if that's true, those two just broke up and made two best breakup albums.
Yeah.
until Taylor Swift came along.
Well, I don't know. That maybe was popular,
Outsold.
but not best.
Yeah, outsold.
I don't know enough about Taylor Swift's music.
I don't know how you judge best, you know?
Well,
That's tough.
personally, from my own personal taste.
Some of this Banshee's hair dye is definitely rubbing off this backboard.
As far as like new artists, I like Billie Eilish. She's
Yeah.
pretty cool. My daughter introduced me to her actually.
As long as the
Okay, now I have a red-headed Banshee.
Oh,
Which is what I wanted.
as long as
yeah,
this
we're not, we
goes
don't
all the
really
way
care
around, it
about
doesn't
the
matter
aesthetics.
if it's totally,
It's just isn't order.
you won't see.
Can this see you guys? Great. Allie is posing, that means the camera's on there.
Great. My favorite thing in the world.
It's dragging, it's had some time to think about what it's done.
I don't know, I believe in the here.
So because we're going to do him in red, I'm going to make him a fire drake.
Nice.
And that way, not as big as a full dragon.
All right, that took all the Asian right out.
Sure.
Just in time to not know.
Hit those horns with this, would you?
Yes. Since I attached it. I don't need that. So off.
I'm going to dry brush him asymmetrical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Wow.
Yeah. I worry more about symmetry than most people. And also, I mean, that guy, that's his early work.
Well, I mean, it's a good. I
It's the
like
same
it.
company that makes Fiskars.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's such this good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good point. Okay. So those are two rings. Is that two rings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Allie, having fun?
Quick.
I had it so much.
Kind of.
Yeah. This is pre-birthday shenanigans for me.
Oh, your birthday.
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
What you got going on?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm really hoping nothing happens. Just
How old are you
nothing.
gonna be?
I'm gonna be 75 at heart,
How old are you gonna be in real life?
26.
Congrats, happy birthday.
Did you say 47?
27. Well, at 75, I'm 75 at heart. I really am.
Here's the upside. At 27, to me, any poor choices you make, you get a pass. You get a pass on poor life choices until you're 30.
You're like, you got 3 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm doing great at like messing up my life.
Fair enough, Bert, right?
I am not succeeding yet.
Anyway, that,
If you haven't learned by 30,
the top of that.
probably not gonna learn those lessons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. So,
Have wrong.
how does the work?
We're just gonna make this bigger at the bottom.
So I'm dry brushing now. I'm dry brushing this with white.
Once you mention
Now this is not the cleanest brush in the world, so it's not the whitest white in the world. But the reason why I'm dry brushing this with white, any color I put on top of this black really isn't gonna pop the way I want it to.
Right.
that's why I like.
But if I
and
put it on top of black, if I put it on top of white, it will pop. So I'm just being careful to watch for all of my directions.
Like, if this were rigid, and there's a lot of them in sure, but it's not.
Wait, you're gonna make ribs out of this?
Are they gonna support that?
That's what I'm.
But it's gonna hang too, remember? It's hanging.
Right.
Yeah, but the weight of the foam, the exterior part is so heavy.
You think it'll fold it?
I think, yes, I think it's
Yes, I
gonna
do. I
fold
think
in
if you
on
make
itself.
ribs out of
Well,
that.
my plan to hang it is wires down from the ceiling with PVC pipe inside of him.
Inside of
And the
this
PVC pipe is also curved the way that we want it to for the top half,
sucker.
and
Okay,
then wired in the middle.
What do you think about
And-
collapsible watering hampers that you get at like the dollar store?
that would be,
The wire out of them?
yeah, like the round ones.
Well, but I don't know that that's gonna be the right width.
I-
I mean, we've already
that.
got that width.
Right.
Got all that heavy gauge wire that held the snake tail up.
But I don't,
Yeah, but wire is gonna, if you put any weight on a wire frame in there, it's gonna start to saw through it. Even just the weight. Think about tying a hunk of ice. You know, it's gonna cut right through it in
If I
time.
let go of it, like if I'm,
Yeah, like
if I'm
it-
holding it up, if
Yeah.
I let go of it, it just starts.
But it's also not glued. When you glue it, what happens is there's 2 different lengths of foam.
yeah,
One of them is shorter than the other. So even if it sags, it still has to go this way. Glued together, it doesn't do that near as much.
it offers something, it's just a weak spine. I almost think, can you take trash bags and just like, just inflate them or like put something, even like leaves?
You could leaves would be way too heavy.
Oh, God.
Okay, something,
Yeah.
something very light.
Well, let's get it built, and then we'll see if we have.
Okay. I vote on Stephanie.
But you haven't got, as soon as you get it built, we'll vote.
Okay.
You know, so right now is paralysis by analysis, because we're thinking about all the things that we could do, and
Not doing it.
there's infinite things that we could do.
Okay.
And remember, that's gonna be a little bit shorter on the interior.
Right.
And if we were going to stuff, it'd be packing units.
Probably those airbags.
Why are they using this shit
Yeah.
tissue paper?
Yeah, you want to put it before.
I can order a crap ton of those from Uline.
Because you don't want
Yeah,
these things to. You want one of them to be
Oh, yeah.
a little longer, so that when you bring it together, you've got a second thing.
Yeah, if you were standing around talking about your project, you were not working on your
You're
project.
doing it wrong.
It's a different way.
That is.
It's a different way.
Yeah.
4% of the time, that's the right way to do it.
Now, I gotta tell ya, corporate world, I waste a lot of time with meetings.
This meeting could have been an email.
Every time you get an email, it's like, that email was because you were bored. It's all, that's the only reason why you wrote that.
It got so bad at one corporate environment I was in, they like had to have donuts in there just to get us in. We're like, no, I'm busy, I'm busy. There's donuts. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't miss that life, but I do miss the suits.
You missed the donuts?
This is donut, sure.
You can still wear the suits, Rob.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Not to work.
Sure.
No. Who
Look,
do you think
look
I
at
am?
Tony who showed up to actor practices and look.
He came for work. No. What? See, I don't
You'd be so
have.
dapper. You'd be paint splattered, but so dapper. Get you a shop suit. Like, this is my designated shop suit.
I'm gonna
Allie's
do
hoodie.
that.
Allie's hoodie came like that,
There
Rob.
you go.
I am gonna go get a shop suit.
You could
That's
wear
brilliant.
a suit in the shop for a while. Once it's all Jackson Pollocked out, then you sell it
I think it's warm.
There you
for
go.
a profit,
Oh, you're standing right in front of you.
and then you grab another.
Sorry, let's go.
We,
You're on your own.
that's it. I am gonna get a shop suit just to wear to conventions. You're like, hey, see, I'm not faking it.
Okay, dry brushed this color. Rob, you sound terrible.
Well,
Are you ill or are you just a smoker?
Smoke another one, Rob.
No, it's my allergies.
What are you allergic to?
You?
no, I think it's all the weather changes from Louisiana to here, back and forth. Just mess with my allergies.
Ezekiel says, Rob, give up the smokes.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's just that easy. It's weird. I have no desire to buy cigarettes. And I'm like, think to myself, I'm not going to buy any cigarettes. And then I'm driving to the store. I'm not buying any cigarettes. And I walk in the store, oh, I bought cigarettes.
It is very difficult.
That's how I feel about eating things. It's the exact same.
Dead ass.
Well,
I
we have to-
have to tell myself, all right, the thing that I'm doing is paving new neural pathways, and that shit is hard. It is very difficult to build new patterns of thought. And so every time I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna give up, and in for a penny, in for a pound. I had a bad day, and I'm gonna eat this entire piece of Girl Scout cookies. I have to
Thanks,
set,
that one Girl Scout cookies.
I have to set myself down and go, no, we're building new neural pathways. It is supposed to be hard. It's not going to be easy.
All the other things have to say.
It's not going to change otherwise. I have 9 weeks till Transworld, 8.5 weeks until Transworld. I have to.
Just don't be the fattest wolf man at the
Let's
Transworld
say,
party.
now I want Girl Scout cookies too.
Build some new dang neural pathways.
But do you want
Bill.
Samoas or do you want Thin Mints?
I want Samoa.
I hate you both.
Samoas are the best Girl Scout cookies. Ezekiel, do they have Girl Scout cookies in
They
Australia?
have Girl Scouts in Australia?
Yeah, the girls in
So
them.
pull it. Pull it up.
So we gotta make a werewolf suit. You're real
There you
sick,
go.
don't we?
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
The hardest thing that we've got going, what's that?
we're gonna glue these on tonight?
No, you're not. But you can start, cut a piece the same length, glue that ring together, like one ring so you can build the head off of it.
Okay.
But it's 10 o'clock now, so I would start packing that project up into a tight little ball so that the 33-foot sea monster doesn't take over the shop.
There's that.
There's
Okay,
that.
so I don't think you and I are, I'm not gonna get around to
That
making
one,
my
I got
whole
it.
costume, but everything you need to
Hardest thing I got to do is sculpt and mold the new feet.
So now they do, probably vastly different from USA Girl
Let's not
Scouts.
use this one.
Right.
What's that, Rob?
On
do.
there.
My werewolf
A
costume,
bright tail.
bodysuit and everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have time to do it.
Well, we probably will.
Okay. Just, you're gonna take that off.
Since we're only gonna be,
Wear it to the wall.
Maybe I'll figure out a Zagami or something.
Yeah.
Even in that,
Good. It says in there, quite nice. Can become a wolf. When the wolf.
Happy, you should do that. You do play a good gypsy, by the way.
Do a nice old age makeup.
Yeah.
well, no, I mean, like, normally it's just
I like that idea. If that's what you wanna do.
I don't have any definitive plans on what I want to do for the Transworld Ball.
All I know is, working for Stilt Beast, I have to represent a werewolf.
Yeah.
That is-
Yeah, werewolf costumes are mandatory.
Hey, Zagani counts. That counts.
Oh yeah.
My other option is to do a partially wolfed out, like, who did the half? Was it you that did the half werewolf? Like, or like the mid transformation, still mostly
Yes.
human?
I did.
Something like that, and do a Red Riding Hood.
That's fine. Partially through transformation.
Now,
Maybe you could
Yeah.
probably
Remove that,
about his chest piece.
I would totally.
That would
used
do
to-
well.
Used to be up there on the
Actually,
shelf.
I found the mold for that today.
Thanks.
what do we need?
I don't know.
That's
That may,
it.
Airbrush on
that may be too many teats for translate.
No, you should totally be Baba Lupina.
If they count teats,
Keith.
you're doing it right.
There we go.
That means they're interested.
And then you could dress Tony up as a cub.
Well, if he's gonna be on stilts for Transworld, then we'll probably see if we can't
Yeah,
figure him out.
we'll hook him up.
Oh, for the
Stilt-
ball?
Stilt werewolf something. I don't know. Maybe by the ball he'll be tired of being on stilts.
There's a good chance of that. And it's a pretty good walk.
It's going to be red, okay? It's going to be red, but I'm bringing it up. We're bringing it up. And red, like house paint, always goes on kind of pink, and then it becomes red.
He can be pink. He wants to.
I don't know if I'm progressive enough for pink dragons. Who is that girl sticker
Lisa
cover?
Frank.
Lisa Frank. She was about pink dragons.
Do you follow Artec?
I don't know what that is.
So, it's an
So I guess
artist-
not.
An artist who does Lisa Frank kind of color scheme style stuff, but it's
Yeah.
all like super adorable Baphomet.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in like Lisa
Do you
Frank
guys
style.
want to see all the monsters on the wall mounts?
They're talking about their home stuff.
Oh.
Now the comments section is veered off into their own.
They're doing their work.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. Because I'll be more than happy to take the camera up there and show you all the monster museum.
I think you should.
Alright. You want to see a body?
Want to see that body?
Want to see the body?
Girl, look at that body.
Alright.
All right.
Trick to this.
I'm gonna cut another link for this that's long enough. And then we'll
Okay.
Because I'm
All
meeting
right.
Tuesday, so
Let's
I'll
go on
have
a
to
journey.
Okay.
Y'all gonna see the other shop.
So you want these in black?
A lot of storage, laser cutter, things of that nature. Gargoyles, big skulls, EVA foam where we make all the apocalypse helmets, masks in various states, all over the place. Bunch of elves. We have elves for sale. This is Phil. Bunch of blanks, masks. We always have stuff in stock, pumpkins, whatever, you know. Just in case somebody wants to place an order, we've got stuff available at all times. But these are our mounted monsters that we have for the Monster Museum. We've all been involved in them in one way or another. Some people have painted, some people have haired, some people have cast, some people have made eyes, some masks were purchased, some parts were purchased. I don't know the exact names of all the companies. Like these are goat masks that we haired up specifically for that. Really proud of that one. Fish Barguest. He was fun. He was a fun hair job. Got this guy going on. There's a fish. Got an Nosferatu head. Not entirely sure what that is. Some sort of bat creature. And there's one of Alan's fish guys without tentacles. We're constantly working on stuff in here. We've got muscle suits, all the different furs, hats. See those white ghosts over there? White goats. He was one of those. And that's what we turned him into. Oh, Surtur. There's a war orc. Really good Frank mask over here. Unfinished elves. Good Frankenstein. That's a Wacko Jacko. I'm a big fan of that mask. I like him a lot. The Witch from DC Comics. There went all the noise. Yes, we do just have a gremlin hanging around. Wherever you find monsters, you'll usually find some of us. All right. Then I'll set you back in the magic trap.
So see how it's coming into its redness? It's not like red right now, but it will be.
Don Prather asks, what kind of airbrush makeup do you use on your contractors?
My mind's
For people who don't
in
like
and
to wear
out, in
masks.
and out, in and out.
European body art.
Okay.
We use European body art. And I will use it on anybody who is, allergic to masks or whatever, or a lot of times a character calls for makeup instead of a mask.
Well, they're starting out big.
They start up big bang.
Very few masks in our next show, which is Love Never Dies. It's a zombie themed show for Valentine's Day. Very few masks, lots of makeup.
Yes, so these, this is a compromise piece, so like that would be fine. Sure.
It's a big car. But folks.
And we'll have to import it to the Monster Museum.
Good luck.
We'll have to wind it through the van.
Oh my god.
Mercy, come on down.
Oh, I
Monster
thought this
Jam,
was
love
for
it.
Halloween.
I did too. I thought this was
No.
fall season.
Sorry, brother.
No.
Oh, now I'm almost a little disappointed. I'm like,
You
oh.
answered
I know, I'm like, we're getting a 35-foot, thing. We're gonna jump on
European body art.
October.
And it's Endura by European Body Art. It's alcohol based. It is not cheap, but it does not come off. Well, it comes off eventually, but you have to try at it. It's good stuff.
No problem, big dog.
Wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks real good.
It's real good. It's real good. Oh,
It has some, I still have to paint the eyes and just some other things to it.
I think you could use some airbrush shading work.
Yes, I agree.
We concur. From the peanut gallery.
I'm just not as fast as Alan yet.
Don't work backwards.
Yeah, they do have something, but Ezekiel said it was vastly different from the USA Girl
Different color.
Scouts. Probably less AR-15s.
Like that, yeah.
Do our have AR-15s? I feel like they don't.
Only in Texas.
Oh, in Texas. Texas, we have.
It's a merit badge.
Is it?
No.
Shooting?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shooting.
Absolutely, it's a merit badge.
I don't think it's an AR-15 though.
Well, normally it's a 22, but
Yeah, it's not, yeah. What, yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
What more do you need to hunt, man? Squirrel, possum, raccoon,
A drug
rat.
dealer and a bulletproof vest.
No, that's what a knife is for.
That's what the AR-15 is for. There are deer that,
It's not gonna go through a ballistic vest.
hey, if a deer points a 45 at me, I want to be able to shoot it with an AR-15.
I don't wanna die from
Because
shooting
Texas.
My dad's excuse for his is, well, I'm old and it's hard to shoot regular stuff. This is easy.
So I'm going to shoot this one thing a lot.
So get a shotgun.
that. Don't ever die from a lack of
Look,
shooting back.
one day, Rob, you're gonna get to meet my dad.
My
I think you guys will get on
my
house.
14th favorite quote in the world
14.
is
Very
from
specific.
He's a cool
now
guy.
5
A lot.
of my top 15 favorite
Is
quotes
he-
are
he's
all
more
from
conservative
Moyoto
than I am.
Musashi, who was a samurai. And he said, one should never die with a sword in its sheath.
Right.
Right.
'Cause that's just poor planning. You
Yeah.
know, you did something wrong if you're dying with your sword
Was
in
it
your sheath.
Masamoto that killed the guy with the oar because he was so drunk he forgot his sword?
Moyoto Musashi.
Yeah.
That was him. All right, so
That's a great story.
one of his, he was in 47 duels to the death and won them all. Now, he was kind of an a-hole, and he was unconventional. One of the ways that he would beat people is by getting them so infuriated beforehand. He would like mail them stuff. He would.
Nail them stuff.
Oh yeah, he would talk smack. But this one guy who was upset that he wasn't functional, he showed up 3 hours late for the sword fight. And the whole point was they were supposed to meet on the beach. It was illegal on mainland Japan to duel at this time. They would row out to an island, have the duel, and come back.
One
Right.
I've heard part of this. Yeah.
So he shows up without a sword 3 hours late. And on the way in the rowboat, he grabs a spare oar and whittles, making the other guy row. And whittles, and he's like, I'll use this, it'll be fine. And whittles himself a bokken, which is a wooden sword. And the sword, I mean the boat, the rowboat stops, and he gets out. They have their duel. The other guy dies. He gets back in, and Moyoto Musashi had 11 footprints in the sand. 11. In that time, he got out of the boat, killed the guy, and got back in the boat with a wooden sword.
Oh my god.
Dang.
I feel like it's-
Dick move,
That's a lot of just.
but I like him.
Oh my god.
I'm shocked.
What?
Yeah.
Shocked, I tell you.
He's got some good stories.
Tony says this story gives me life.
Oh, yeah, Moyoto Musashi is, look him up. And he was infirmed for a while recovering from a duel he almost lost. And he wrote a book on sword fighting called The Book of Five Rings.
It's a great book.
It is my favorite book.
Is that what L5R is based on?
Yes.
The Legend of Five Rings?
Yeah.
Yes.
So The Book of Five Rings. And if you read it, the first time you read it through, it makes no sense. And you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Because it's not like beginning to end. It's snippets. It's like the Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
Yes.
It's very much in that style, which Bruce Lee wrote while he was laid up recovering. And it's, you know, a lot of it is like, when you're sword fighting, it's important to think about fog coming down off of a mountain and obscuring the river. And it's like, what the hell does that mean?
Good night, Anthony Cooper.
And then, you know, once you sword fight enough, it all just like, it's like, whoa, that makes perfect sense. And some of it's very straightforward. It is possible to ram your shoulder into a man's chest hard enough to kill him. Like, that's one piece out of the book.
I can see why you like this book.
Oh, I love it.
Not literally.
I have a copy.
The same thing, something like a plastic,
I
a thin
agree.
plastic.
I didn't know that. Tony would enjoy
Because that would
that a
at
lot.
least.
So I watched.
If I had a fatalist streak, like the one guy I'd like to have, you know, dinner with or whatever would be him. But odds are good we would piss each other off. And I have not survived, you know, 47 some duels.
Good night, everybody.
And those are the ones that are written, and there's probably like just as many.
Yes.
It's illegal, so they didn't keep track and write them down.
Yeah, that would make sense, that, you can do that.
Yeah.
Acts like
Sleep
a,
well.
like a loop, like a,
Wayne,
like a journal loop. So, no, that
I
was real.
filed.
We get some bamboo.
Later.
Like a Rick Bamboo. We could do something like that.
Because I'm thinking, I
Yeah.
watched Adam Savage do that.
Yeah,
He did
a
that
Toroto
book for-
costume.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
So he used gaffer's tape to get the right length, put it together, glue it on the inside. It's super crazy lightweight
Yeah.
because this falls on itself.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Put two together. Because this is the outside, right?
Good night,
This
everybody.
is the same as-
I gotta
as
work
the
in the
bottom.
morning.
Which measurement is this from? The rib or is it from? This is a rib. Then
Here.
make a piece that goes outside of it.
No.
Put two together. Because it's not just this at that point. It's the fact that the outer one is longer and this one is shorter. That's gonna give you a lot of tension. Instead of doing this, it's gonna just do that. And then when you add, you know, a little bit of support up here from the PVC hanging it, I think it'll be fine. But do two rings. Do two rings and see. Put two rings together. It makes a big difference.
That we gotta get the spring.
Get what?
Spray
Spray
gun.
gun.
Nah, I think you can just do it.
How's that? Let's finish it.
That is quickly without excess thought is what I was doing.
Going in tomorrow?
Of course.
Alright, I'll see you there. Good night, be safe. Drive careful. Guys.
Close the gate, 'cause I don't know if the dogs are in or out. And puppies are not to be trusted.
Hey, Alan,
Yeah.
Bungee cord?
where you want this?
Right there.
Okay.
Well, you know what though? I can tell it looks like when we, this is gonna sound terrible, but like when you roll up a dead alligator skin, it looks just like that. That's kind of cool.
You have tape or something?
Bungee cord maybe?
Check the bank.
It's holding its own.
Okey dokey.
I'm not gonna get this dragon done tonight either. But I will get it. I want to dry brush a little bit of this yellow one which will be an orange because I have red on my brush still. But orange is a fine base for yellow.
Lisa Orange says, good evening, plans for transfer? Question.
Yes, I have plans for transfer. Thank you for asking.
You want tiny
No.
metal
Yeah.
pieces?
No. Transworld, I'm doing a lot of classic monster stuff. Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein. I think that is an area for growth. I think that, but I'm hoping I can do them in an interesting way
Well, it's got
that people will want to add them to their shows cleanly.
I don't know how much I'm guessing. Is a total whacker.
Okay, now I'm bringing up the yellow by adding this orange under here.
Last time I made a sea creature was today.
That was the last time you made one?
No, the last time I started making a sea creature was today. Doing my best.
Honestly, put those two together to make that second ring. You can just use spray heat. Use the Super 77, spray on both sides, and then put it together. Now that won't be as strong as the other stuff,
No,
but
no.
it'll give you an idea of, hey, this will make a difference. Or it'll prove that Alan has no idea what he's talking about, and it won't make any difference at all.
Either way, we got proof.
Yeah,
Evidence one way.
One way or the other.
one thing I love is evidence and flat earthers. But not at the same time.
Well, that is one thing that you love.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna leave these here because I don't know which one.
How much was that pattern, Stacy?
$10.
Bill me.
We had a coupon.
It's very important when you are dry brushing to get your brush dry. Paint
Big-
jobs.
Big Dog says, bring an extra Frankenstein master transworld, I'll buy it there.
Yes, sir.
So,
Got it?
just spray this and then.
So- Spray that whole side.
Do you want, okay, this is a stupid question, overspray if you want to do it.
This table
I realize it's Alan's job.
This table seems stuff.
I already know.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, goodbye.
Hopefully, by next time, Jolene will have rendered her secret to us.
Jolene. Jolene.
All right.
Jolene.
There you go.
Christine, I'm like, please, yes, thank you, good thing, please. Baby, Jen,
What's that?
baby.
See, I'll see next week.
Cleaning out the airbrush, put some red in there.
Are you here? You're not, you said you're not here Tuesday, right?
Now here Tuesday, I got dance.
I won't be here Thursday because it's my birthday.
Oh, happy early birthday, Stan.
Happy Burly Earth Day.
No matter what I'm doing or where I'm at, I always take my birthday off.
Ezekiel asked if you bought those boards pre-cut.
Yes, I did. Our Home Depot here has them as tabletops.
Yeah, it's foam, so maybe.
These are for the Monster Museum. That's what these are. Everything I'm working on today is kind of for the Monster
No, I know,
Museum.
I know what you mean. No, actually, the more stiffener you've got. However, this is gonna get. We'll just-
Taking some time this year to really bump up the Monster Museum. Normally I do like 1 or 2 exhibits each year, but
This shouldn't wait much longer. 'Cause this will lose its effectiveness.
this year I'm just adding more.
Start it over here. 'Cause this is not
Where we
gonna
spray it first.
Yes. Exactly. You want this back.
this is really going to red up that dragon. This is red ink I'm doing on here now. And I'm just sort of hitting the center of each of these scales that were sculpted in. And that's going to add some depth and some texture differences. Eh. I don't know if it's harder or easier to paint something already mounted to a board like this.
Realistically, if you want to I guess that would really be chosen benefit now.
So this is
So everybody out there in YouTube land, Allie, who is helping on the sea serpent over there, she has a degree in puppetry.
No, I don't.
You do too. You went to puppet college.
That's not accurate.
And that's so awesome.
That is very misleading.
Don't you have like a backup degree? What do they call a backup degree?
Minor?
It's a minor. You have a minor in puppet college.
Yeah, but that's not important. I don't know.
Minors aren't important?
Not real. I mean, really.
Like you went to college and took classes for puppets. That's cool.
Yes, I did. But
Puppet college.
Yeah, puppet college is awesome.
Yes. Okay. That's why I'm an angry person.
Like I don't ever wish that I went to college. Like that doesn't happen to me. But I wish I went to puppet college.
That's like, I swear my old PE teacher
I think that's really cool.
Alan?
Yeah.
All right, here's your rings.
There we go. See how much it helps?
It does.
And that's just about the exact amount I said it would sag down to, isn't it?
Pretty close.
Yeah. See how much 2 helps?
2 helps a lot. Now, this is kind of weighty, but is that okay?
Yeah, it'll hang from oak beams. It'll be fun. Yeah. Hey, just wire over your head for hanging stuff.
Good to know.
Since you normally operate at the 5 foot and below level, you didn't see it. But it's up there. Be aware.
I'm a proud 5'2". Thank you.
Tell you what, put a 3rd ring in there and see what that does.
See what happens.
It would,
Yeah.
it would a lot more support.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah. This is fun.
Good thing we got this extra one right about.
Isn't it crazy how much it adds though? Because you wouldn't think that it does. But it's the straight. And are your seams lined up or are your seams opposite?
They're lined up.
Don't line up your seams. It'll add even more. Because that's now
Yeah.
that's a very weak
Now
spot.
this is a weak point.
Yeah.
So when we do it, we'll
Yeah, put one on. Well, you want it on the inside, right? Because we don't want it bigger. We want to put a ring on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because if we put it on the outside, now we've made the circumference bigger. And
bigger
we'll-
than our skin.
Yeah, bigger than our skin.
But you're right, Stan. Sure would be easier to do it on the outside.
Wouldn't it?
It would, right? That is not that convenient.
So what we do.
So my dragon is getting red now. It's got a little more shine on it simply because, but you can see how those are spotted a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that. It's 10 o'clock. I should stop working. But you know what? I'm painting a dragon. If your life is in such a way where you're supposed to stop doing something, but what you're doing is painting a dragon, just paint the frickin' dragon. Your life is good.
Paint the dragon.
I'm like, I'm painting a dragon.
Measure it.
Nothing sucks about painting a dragon. Because when I'm done, I'll have a dragon.
We're making a giant
Or making a sea monster
sea monster. Yeah,
over the course of 12 weeks of hard labor.
62 inches.
Or 3 nights. I think they can do it in 3 nights. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. his eyes going a different color. And you know what? I'm gonna do a different style of eye in here. I'm doing a different style of eye. Bit like
Well, did we make this? Is
snotlouts.
Yeah, you're right.
Snotlouts.
So you know what we should do? Okay.
Snotlouts. I'll look that up. I don't know snotlout.
Small, and then for the medium.
I'm gonna cut out
we'll
those
do
eyes
it, like inverse,
and do better eyes for it.
And that way we can roll it. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Okay. So what did we get done tonight? We got one head painted. Banshee is done. The orc with his beard. I got a dry brush and decorate his beard. We got a lot done actually. So very cool. I cannot wait to see your dragon, Scott. That'll be great. Guys, we're gonna pack up our live stream. So if you want to say goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Laters.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out and watching with us. And go make stuff.